We are
Small
here.
and Mighty, and today we're going on an adventure. How are we all doing, everyone? Are we excited to get playing?
Yes.
I'm
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Very
Yes.
excited.
Good.
This is technically a birthday stream for
Yes.
Verity.
Technically a birthday stream for Verity. Yes, happy birthday, Verity. Obviously not your
Thank
birthday
you.
today, but has been very recently, so happy
Yeah.
birthday.
That's
2 days.
automatic. That's automatic nat 20s.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nat
Always.
20s.
That was the rule we agreed.
No bad
yeah,
rolls on your
everything is wrapped
birthday.
20. That's how
Yeah.
it works, right?
And everyone
Yeah.
else gets
Or
a
at
nat
least
one.
no natural ones, because it's your birthday.
Oh,
You
that'd
can't have
be
that one.
nice.
on your birthday.
Yeah.
Special reroll.
We'll see.
It's not a no.
It's not
No,
a
no.
no. So I'll think about it. Although, as everyone can probably see, we are down on Ryan, unfortunately, today because he's not feeling super well. So
I'm
he
gonna
might be floating
guess.
around potentially in the comments. I know he's on dial if we ever need to call him in for particular brask decisions. The old brask phone, speed dial, speed crocodile. There's something there. I can feel there's something there. I can't quite
yeah.
get to it. Speed crocodile must work.
Crocodile dial. Dial the crocodile. Dial the dial.
Crocodile dial?
Yes.
Anyway.
Good.
Nonsense. Talking nonsense.
As always.
Yes, so the plan is we're going to play for about 2-3 hours, as always. Short break about an hour in, but this is D&D, this is improv, so who the hell knows what's going to happen? So don't hold us too tightly to those timings.
Generally speaking, don't hold us too tightly. We might.
I mean, we're on the internet. You can't hold us. You can't pin us down. You could be anywhere right now. Inspiration token. I have it down in my notes that Tali has the inspiration token this week for aggressively accosting Baron and trying to find out what the hell's going on with him.
She will find out. I'll find out at some point.
Yeah. Got close. You didn't quite get the information out of him, but you know he's been a bit
That's
shifty. Okay. Speaking of which, let's do a little recap what happened last session. So, let's start with that, what we just discussed. So, yeah, you, upon returning to the material plane from your ventures in the Labyrinth Librarium, you found that Chadronesius obviously was not with you, but the majority of you had arrived largely unscathed from your fight with the Dragon of Destiny, or whatever I called it. You started to decipher the tome, the Mighty Consequences of Small Prophecies, in which you spent a bit of time diving into that, and eventually came out with this particular phrase. And this is a book that's full of prophecies. There's probably more in here to be found than what you have found, but there's something particularly jumped out at you, and there was a phrase, eponymous heroes, that sort of stood out to Tali, I think it was, and you spent more time deciphering that, and you came up upon the phrase, to the 7 eponymous heroes, I suggest they look back to their beginnings. At their stories' starts, they shall find the storied relics that they seek. Meanwhile, while that deciphering was happening, because that took you about a day, a few other things happened. You found out the potion, the cure to a charge that Gable had been working on, was complete, which is now being gifted to you to do with as you will. You also found that Baron was being kind of weirdly shifty. He was spending time in his room. You heard sort of yelps of pain coming from his room, and he had now sporting a bandage around one hand. When questioned by Tali, he didn't seem to be too forthcoming on the reasons why.
The bandage? I thought it was just like burnt and like
a glove.
wasn't actually
glove. That was it. Sorry, he was wearing a glove over it. Yes.
Yeah.
I knew it was.
I knew that's when he came
somehow.
down. Yeah.
Yes.
So when I went to his room, he hadn't got the glove. I had to go look at it.
That was correct. Well done for remembering.
Mm.
Yes, he had a burn on his hand, which he then later covered with a glove,
Hmm.
which he spotted.
Which he
quite
got. Didn't have when he went into the labyrinth, and didn't have when he came out of the labyrinth.
No. Although he did later claim that he got it from fighting the dragon, which not that you were there at that time, but you know is not true, as do we all.
We did tell Chad that the Baron got knocked out.
Yes.
Like so, Chad.
Yes.
Chad would
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Well,
Chad
speaking
knew
of
that.
Chad had a sort of an unusual start to the day. Being that we last saw Chad swimming hopelessly through the deep, dark depths of the Abyssal Sea, Chad woke up in his bed in the Five Fellows.
Yeah.
Having had the weirdest dream. You You woke up as normal, started going about your day, ready and raring to go, you think, to maybe a manor or something. And as you sort of worked your way through the morning routine, you quickly came to realize that you had indeed been at the manor and gone to the Labyrinth Library and swum through the Abyssal Sea. Yet you still somehow awoke in your bed. After unfortunately convincing Butchard to make breakfast for the entire party who were not with you, you shoved it all in a sack and made your way across town to head back to the mansion. Like some sort of weird bacony Father Christmas.
Slight clarification there.
Go for it.
I didn't. Butchard helped me put it all into the sack. So it was his idea to put it in the sack. So
Yeah.
Still your idea.
If there'd been Tupperware available, I'm sure Chad would have gone for the Tupperware.
That's very facty, yes.
Yeah. True.
But however, there is not. Anyway, you made your way back to the manor. After a confused steward made you sign back in, despite the fact you didn't sign out. Although you did retroactively add in a sign out to the book. Yes, you returned, much to the surprise of your companions. You did go for a walk shortly thereafter to explain to Charlie and Brask, I think, specifically, but I'm sure the information will pass around, exactly what happened to you, the situation with the spider, the trade for the godling blood, and etc. And then shortly after that, Chad, you had a one-on-one conversation with Baron to try and see if you get some more information out of him, which pretty much ended up with you just threatening him, saying he shouldn't fuck around with your party ever again. You didn't get much actual information about what was going on with him from that interaction, though. I think that's about it for that. Oh, yeah, so the other thing you kind of started to decipher with the prophecy is that returning to your story's start, is that something about these relics seems to be tied to the starting locations of you, as members of the Small and Mighty, where you all hail from. But you're starting to piece it together, but the numbers don't quite line up. There's obviously 5 members of Small and Mighty, yet there's 7 relics. So you're starting to try and clue your way through.
We've already found one, though, that one that's not from any of our beginnings. So there's actually only one remaining.
You have encountered one of the relics here in Dowbridge.
Yeah.
Which doesn't align to any of your starts.
That we know of.
But we did. I think we did put it together that Butchard grew up in Dowbridge.
Yeah, you.
So
that was the one.
Butchard does fit that puzzle, if that is, potentially what it is. So, yeah, you have a one slot still to figure out. Yeah. At this point, I kind of hand it over to you guys because I don't know what's happening next. You last in the manor. I'm pretty sure you're still discussing your plans for what's next.
I have a question.
Go for it.
So we had the antidote for the grey mark stuff sorted. But we also asked Chonk to make the new weapons.
Yes. They are still a couple of days
where's
out.
That?
They were going to take like a week to make, but the potion was much quicker. So the weapons, you are about 4 days away from them being done.
We could wait.
You could wait.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Chad is gonna kind of feed back to sort of make a beeline, find Tali, to report back. So I'm imagining sort of pretty much immediately after Chad threatening, rather successfully with Brask. Baron,
yes, Brask doing his normal trick of hiding in the shadows when no one can see him and then merging at the last minute.
That was so funny. Chad's gonna find Tali's, but did you find anything out about the whole Baron with his hands thing?
Well, no, I spoke to Hesperia. Tali spoke to Hesperia, and I mentioned it and told her to look out for it, but she didn't. This was the first she was hearing of it. Did you get anything from him? You're more friendly with him than the rest of us.
Well, yes, well.
Not anymore.
No, not anymore. But yes, I before I burnt he knows. He now knows not to ever do anything like that again to us. But yes, before his little stunt of the whole you're turning his back on us and betraying us in there. So he won't be doing that again. Before I burnt that bridge, though, he did claim that his hand burns were from fighting the dragon, which I gather is not feasible.
No, he was unconscious. He was very unconscious, and like
Yes.
he didn't have. His hands were fine
Yeah.
when we returned from the library.
They're also not, not the kind of they're not like fire burns. I've seen people stick their hand in fire and like burning embers and things like that, and I've seen that that stays pretty raw for a long time. These, for all intents and purposes, look sort of cauterized. I would say sort of they're dry and healed and things, and also just on the inside of his palms. I wouldn't be surprised if there's something to do with his staff, his spear.
Well, that's even more concerning because we need that. We need.
Maybe he's not the person to be using it anymore.
Maybe not.
Not saying I should be using it. I'm much more of a sword guy. That's you know me. I'm swords and things, but
Yeah.
Maybe it's maybe it's just not. Maybe now it's realized the real heroes are here. Maybe it sort of knows that maybe he's not the right person for it. Anyway, yes.
Well,
Are the others around at all? I did have Brask just now, but he appeared out of nowhere and then disappeared into nowhere again.
Oh. I mean, are Pebble and Christina are vaguely around?
Where? I mean, I don't know, because when is this
Do you want to
located
be in
in
the
time?
conversation or not? Basically, it's.
Yeah, I think
Because it's all timey. It's all timey-wimey because it's planning and like.
I'd want to be in this convo.
But if you
Why
Yeah, I
not?
mean, you can all
happy.
get together and find space. You've got the entire mansion that you can kind of explore, or you can head back to the Five Fellows or whatever. We're in very much a downtime period now, so you tell me.
Well, look, we should probably make a plan for. Apparently we have to go back to our beginnings. There's a few things to clear up in the city at least, but we should also figure out where we're gonna go first, and do we need to prepare for that?
Right. Yes. I'm in no hurry to get back to Riverdown immediately, though I will need to ensure that I'm contactable, by post.
So where do we have to go? Like, I don't know where. What are the places? Should we just
If it's
list
helpful
them
Wales.
at the start?
That's a gym. If it's helpful for you guys, we have that mirror board we use for the Smitey upgrade. If you want to put notes and do conspiracy chart type things.
Oh,
Can we have
Oh,
the
yeah.
map of the world in there?
I can check that on there, yeah. So let me get that.
we can have a map of the world or of the city of the world.
Of the world.
Well,
Because
just
we're
because
gonna
you're
be
now
traveling.
talking.
The
Slopes,
world.
Where's the link to
I've
that?
just put a link back in the handouts channel on Discord, and I'll put the one back in there in a second.
Nice.
Got it.
But yeah, feel free to check on notes and planning and whatever.
Okay, so
Obviously, you can ignore find a new space on the board.
I should also stream this somehow.
Don't have to. We can. Either or.
It would be a bit nice. Wow. It's a big space.
Cool. This is very.
I
cool.
wanna stream it. Let's face it, I really wanna stream.
Yeah.
It's fun because like you can we can very arguably say this is happening in character because it's not difficult for you guys to get some, a paper and quill or
Yeah,
make a
exactly.
plan.
Papyrus. Let's
The
see if it works out.
plan.
The plan.
What's the plan? Oh no, the world map's gonna be big. Yeah, okay.
Plan.
Ooh.
Let's see how it looks.
In-universe sticky note.
Yeah.
Can we get rid of it?
Well, it can be paper.
Parchment note.
Yeah, like, cause I mean, it might be
Pen.
worth writing down the just copied one.
It looks fine, but I don't want to.
So where
Show
what are the
this.
areas we have to go to? What are the places? You said we have to go to Riverdale. I guess that's where you're.
Yes, well, 13.
That's good enough.
Okay.
In Riverdan.
So
Would be,
a little
would certainly
caveat
be
about
one.
this world map, since it's the first time showing it on the stream, is I have been retconning my world layout a little bit. This map is the reason why it's vague on like city locations is because I haven't quite figured it out.
Oh, okay. Shall I
that's
focus
fine.
on the map? 1 sec.
You can, it's a map.
It's the map. Here's the map.
So for things like
Here's
you obviously
the
talked
map.
about 13 for specifically, I haven't quite figured out exactly where 13 is on this map, but I will figure it out
Yes.
obviously before you would arrive
Oh,
there,
that's-
if that's your. If you go like, we're gonna go 13 first, I will figure it out before you get there, as I want to do as a DM.
I would also hopefully not necessarily be going directly to the teen.
Yes.
But yes, certainly Riverdan is yes.
Absolutely.
Augustria. It is Augustria, isn't it?
Augustria as well, yes, is another
Yeah.
location that is where Timolf, Henri Timolf, is the
So we have to go to
leader of
Riverdale.
that region, who you're
Yeah.
obviously trying to make your alliance with.
How about? Well, yeah. How about you guys? Christina, how about you?
I need to go to South Costrand because that's where I'm from.
Right.
Then again, I already have a relic. So
Yes,
That is
would
true.
there be a
Christina,
relic where I'm from?
you did get the relic in South Costran where you're from. So
Yeah. So we can not go to South Costrand. That's cool. Yes.
Maybe one day. Maybe on a trip through. You know.
I
that
think-
could be nice.
When we're done, beach holiday.
Lovely bit of the south central coast. Yes.
Yeah, in my
Lovely.
parents' beach house. Get turned and all that.
Yeah. That'll be very nice.
Who's
Pebble?
from Brattonshire?
Anyone?
I am from the Tumbling County of. I don't remember. 1 second. I'm just finding my.
You've been through a
fingers.
lot, Pebble. I completely.
Yeah.
You know,
From a whole new species in this
Yeah,
time, so you know.
yeah.
Well, actually,
Who
Pebble.
knows?
I guess if Pebble said he's from Tumbling County, Pebble will be like, "But are you though?" Well,
Oh, I don't know.
look, I didn't want to say when we were all at breakfast, but I did a couple of detect magic and those kinds of things. I detect evil and good, which detects different creature types, and well, you're very much a fae.
Is that?
You're not a human,
Oh,
at least not now.
okay.
I know you weren't too sure. Maybe if have you always been like this or not? And I suspect maybe you have. So
But I suppose, I mean, I really don't know where I come from, but I'm sure, I don't know, home will give me some answer.
we can start at your home. Absolutely. Just
It's gonna be
That's what I
traumatic, but yeah. And the Tumbling County is in. Where do I have my notes? Honestly, I'm the most disorganized people ever.
So it's north of Brattonshire.
North of Brattonshire, yeah.
it's not actually on the map.
It's not on this map currently.
Yeah, cool. Neat.
Okay, so we got that.
Oh,
That's
there's a
pretty-
note.
Costrand is done.
That's pretty close.
The yellow dot has a
It
note.
is.
Holiday destination.
And Tali, really all I know is that you're from over here,
Oh,
but obviously you're
no,
not.
Tali's
Yeah.
not from here.
No.
Tali was born in Greshka.
Right.
All godlings are born in Greshka.
Oh,
Of course they are. Of course they are. Sorry, I just
That is something that Chad
you
would
spend
know.
enough time with someone like interacting as like normal people. You just kind of seem it's easy to forget sometimes.
Oh.
So
is that good or
yes,
bad
of course.
for Sally? Is that a good or a bad appreciation from Chad?
Chad means it as a
Compliment.
I don't know, compliment, I suppose. Right, and that's kind of so Riverdown's kind of on the way there. What about Brask? Where
Brass
is he?
from a place- Yeah, he's around. So you do know Brass is from a place called the Pridmore, which is also in northern Bretonshire.
That's also
Pridmore
where-
and Cumberland County are sort of their neighbours and have historically had sort of troubling.
Well, and Pridmore's also where they're taking the dwarves and the.
Yes, you also know Pridmore is where the Messers are taking the kidnapped dwarves.
Right. Well, could we do both of those at the same time? Or are we not ready to take on the messes? I've kind of got my a little thing going on that might make the messer situation a little bit easier to deal with, but it's going to take a while. And quite
One
a
thing
lot
I'm
miles.
pretty sure I told you at the Messers is that I think you know this, Chad, is that they're sort of like there are sect different like pockets
Yes.
of the Messers. So like,
Yeah.
obviously what you're doing is to sort of more specifically to work towards wherever your father's involved, but the thing going on the Pridmore might be completely separate to that.
Yeah.
And not that obviously the thing you're doing couldn't help you with that, but they're not necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Pridmore and Cumberland County are the two closest to us.
Neat.
What else do we like? You know, we have the dwarves being taken to Pridmore by the Messers. Like, do we have we have other loose ends? I think to maybe tidy up before we leave.
Mm,
Yes, we've got
At least Tali does.
what was the entire story arc with the? Oh well, yeah, Corinne Burchard. With the cook was fine, right? I completely forgot. Is it something that we have to worry about?
She was a bit injured, but she's also Chad has seen her as of this morning. She's back to work.
No, I mean the cook, the Gilderoy Lockhart cook.
Oh,
Sorry,
God,
sorry
what-
for throwing a Harry Potter reference. I know it's
no.
That's
bad,
fine.
but, yeah.
Didn't he leave? He already
Yeah,
left.
he left.
He left.
He would have
Alright.
already left.
Rumyard.
Rumyard.
Rumyard,
That's
yes.
the one.
The famous cook Rumyard. See, this is why I need to build up that character table because it's useful for me too. Yeah, he's off and adventuring. You haven't got to worry about him. You might run into him again as you go, but
There was
Yeah.
also Chad. I think we were gonna try and visit a friend of yours.
Right.
a
Yes.
recent-
Yes.
we
we're gonna try
can
and
do
track
that
down
later.
Tobias.
Jimmy,
Oh,
but we could do
yes.
that.
I have a question about the plan table. Why does it say that the lightning spear belongs to Burchard?
Because it was
belong to
found
Bajard.
in
The 7 relics are located where the eponymous heroes start
Right,
from.
right.
Bajard was born and raised in Dowbridge.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I should say Dowbridge. And the Lightning Spear was found in
right.
Dowbridge.
I see.
Yeah.
It doesn't belong to Bajard. Like, this is not
Yeah, I get it. Oh boy.
wasn't there also that guy who had to finish paying us?
There was a guy who's going to inspect.
Sylvester.
Yeah, who's going to inspect the tavern, and if he thought your work cleanup was suitable enough, he would give you the rest of the money.
Oh yeah. Do we know roughly how far north Pridmore and Tumbling County are from Dowbridge?
Let me remind myself.
Roughly how long it would take for us to get there?
It's something. It's in top of my head. It's in the realm of like a week of travel.
Does it depend on whether we go by train or by?
It does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we did money.
Yeah. I'm traveling by train would be nice.
Hmm.
But Chad would probably be like, oh, traveling with the riffraff.
Well, unless you get first class tickets.
Oh, that's a very good point. That is a very good point. It is a very modern way of traveling.
Cool.
Oh, cool. So Vertine's kind of on the coast. Chad is definitely
a slope.
Huh?
We
Sorry?
still have the ear slope, right? We trapped it under a bucket. Did it run
the
away?
Meisel. Is it the Meisel controller or was it the Meisel the other thing?
Might as well.
Meisel 1.
Yeah.
Yes, we've still got that.
The Meisel controller
Do we want
was.
to just leave that here while we go away?
The Meisel controller was the eye, no?
The Meisel controller was the
Yeah.
eye that was inside Splint's head.
Yeah. I'm not in any. The question is, are we? How much of a rush are we in
Well,
for any of this?
Probably want to go fairly soon. You know, the end of the world is dependent on it.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
time.
Does the book have any other Does the book have any indication of time frame for Archimedes? Because that's the Archimedes prophecy in this book as well, isn't it?
Not in the Thomas
I'm-
Not Much Prophecies.
I'm
No.
pretty sure. Okay.
No, that was in another book, and
Okay.
a thing that No, that was like a scrap of paper that Madame Morgrave had that mentioned it. But there was no time frame attached to it. It was just essentially the end of the world is coming.
Okay. I mean, yeah, Tali would
Nice.
feel better if we didn't wait super long time.
Yeah, no, I'm not at all saying we should. Yeah, do we want to hang about and tie up our loose ends first, or, for instance, if we
Some
popped
of our
up
loose ends,
just
for sure, yes.
if we popped up to Pridmore in Tumbling County, we could come back through Dowbridge on our way south.
Yes. I mean, Tali wants to cure Burchard before we leave because we have the cure and
That is a
it
very good point.
prevents him from getting worse, and it means we don't have to worry about it.
Yes, that's. I would agree with that.
And I
Pop
don't know
over
if
to
it
him
would
now.
be worth getting our money because we might need that money for travel. You know,
True.
the guy who owes us half of our payment,
Yeah,
so we could, do that and then go.
make it happen.
Alrighty, so you're gonna head over to the Five Fellows. Is
Yeah.
that the plan?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
I need to say goodbye to Grandma.
Oh, sure.
Yes.
Have we also? I'm assuming we have seen Madame Morgrave since coming back.
Kind of as you saw her immediately when you came back because you were standing outside the portal. Then you obviously had a sleep. She was around sort of the breakfast table when you started the day as you were deciphering, but you haven't updated her on your plan or action or anything yet.
Right.
We could do that too.
So you can
Might
obviously
be
do both at
worth.
the same time. Yeah. Another thing to sort of point out, I think you kind of suggested this as well last time, Verity, is that it's got the Misfits now hanging around and nothing to do. You
Oh.
could send them off to look for other relics as well.
Oh.
Or do anything else. Potentially you could utilize them.
I mean, we
Yeah,
still
but
don't know
will they
where one
want?
relic is. There's a space, something we're not sure about. Maybe they could find some answers to that while we're away. At the very least.
Yeah. Who could that 7th one be?
Well, I mean, they could go to the places that we're not going. There's the Eramus Wastes, Howling White, Torn.
We'll just send them there.
Will they want to
where's-
be sent? That's the thing. Like, they are like
Where's
an
the
independent
most? Where's the most dangerous one that we could send?
Can't
Send Baron to?
God.
No,
Oh,
just
God.
to send Baron to.
Just Baron.
Oh,
just
that would be
Baron.
Baron.
himself.
The Eremos Wastes. The Eremos
Let's
Wastes
send
was
it.
the Eremos Wastes was a region of the world which used to be, so at one point all the Arnhem Isles was one singular kingdom, and then there was a mountain that exploded suddenly as a supervolcano, shrouding the world in ash for quite many weeks and months. But that part of the world has continued to be covered in ash. It is now turned into a desert, as it's covered in sand that has remained hot until this day. And it's basically turned into essentially the Wild West, as all sorts of bandits and misfits escape to there, as it is a lawless space.
You said misfits,
but also
huh?
things like demons and devils roll around there, because whatever made that volcano
So why
exploded
not?
basically turned it into a portal to Umbral, which is the this world's equivalent of hell. So it's a basically lawless land full of cowboys and demons.
That's cool.
Send
like it.
Baron there
With every once in a
without
while
his
a Greek ruin in it. Essentially, it's a mixture between the Wild West and Greek ruins, with devils and demons rolling around and cowboys.
Yeah.
Oh, also, do we want to wait for our new weapons before we go anywhere, or
I'm
It
definitely in favour of
be useful.
having those as quickly as we can.
Mm.
Which is us waiting for what, like another week or so?
About a
4
week
days.
essentially. 4 days, but obviously you could top that off. So
Can we wait a week?
the only real time pressure you know of specifically is the fact that there are kidnapped dwarves. You don't know what's happening to them. That's the only time pressure you're really aware. Again, end of the world. That's a vague thing. You don't know what's going on there. The messes are doing something in the Pridmore. That's all. They're digging in the Pridmore. That's all you know. You're not sure what they're looking for. You're not sure the purpose there. But there is obviously something going on with that, which, if you wanted to try and prevent anything there, or rescue lives, etc., you imagine doing it as soon as possible would help. But because you have no context for what that is, you're not sure. It also could be too late. You have no idea.
But also, we'd be going there with going into an unknown with less powerful equipment. But
Right.
I don't really want to leave people suffering.
Yeah. We could get the... If we helped the child and left pretty much straight away, we could get the weapons on the way back through. But that would mean doing Pridmore and Tumlin County in one go.
Well,
Without
in theory, we could
fancy
come
new
back
weapons.
on the train and go to Tumlin County, if we wanted to.
So in terms of trains, we'll say you can access a map at some point in this sort of downtime period. There isn't a train that runs directly to either of those places.
Oh.
The Pridmore is more. So you can get a train to what's called Bogwatch, which is a military outpost type thing at the edge of the Pridmore, literally designed to kind of keep the lizard folk at bay, the Draken, from sort of times, and also where Brask was captured and brought to the city.
Yes.
If you want to go to Tumlin County, the closest thing is you can go to Bogwatch and you can walk from there, or there's a town that's a stop earlier, which is called Hammering Cross, and you can travel from there. But Tumlin County does not have trains. So basically, for Tumlin County, you can get a train about half the way there, but then you have to travel on.
So we
foot
might
road.
even want to come back from Pridmore. We'll be quite tired. We'll come back, have a rest, and then go again. So
Yeah.
I think that sounds like the best compromise. I still think getting that money would help us in terms of train fare and
Absolutely.
any equipment and supplies we need.
And you'll probably need. I was about to suggest that we split up, but actually, if we're negotiating with that person, you're probably going to need me. So,
Negotiating.
well, just to convince them that that everything's fine and we should have the rest of the money.
Sorry.
We'll need someone. We'll need someone charismatic to to really help them assuage any of their fears.
I mean, it's not really a negotiation. They said they'd look at the building, and if it is what they expected, which it should be, then we get the money. But yes, we could all go. There's no problem. We have to contact them again anyway, so we'd probably have to go to the Five Fellows and call them.
Yeah.
On the mirror board, I've just put a screen grab of it. It's an outdated map, so things might shift, but it gives you a rough sense of things. So you can see Dowbridge, and the dotted lines are train lines. They run from Dowbridge to Hammering Cross all the way up to Bogwatch, and then you can see there's the Gridmore. And for Tumbling County, you kind of need to either go from Hammering Cross or you need to go from Bogwatch and then.
Tumbling County's not on this. Oh no, sorry, I missed it.
Yes, Tumbling County's not a town; it's a region.
Yeah.
Specifically though, Pebble grew up around Applepine. Who is dragging the map around?
I don't know.
Oh, it's me. Sorry, I thought.
I'm just trying to chase it in the stream.
I was dragging it as if it was on Roll20, where you can sort of.
No.
That's how you go around.
On mirror to right click it, unfortunately.
Right click.
The opposite.
Yeah, right.
I've locked it now, so you can't do it anyway.
Wait, can we move it just to the left a bit because it's covering up some of that?
Only Gresh is there.
Yeah, that's where I'm from.
Oh!
Thank you.
Right, fantastic.
Yes.
Sorry about that, guys.
Sorry. It was very funny.
New toys to play with.
I really enjoy it.
And etc. Yes.
Cool.
Excellent. Right, so kill Birchie, get money, hop on a train,
Wonderful.
save the world.
Probably want to stock up on, like I said, supplies, rations, equipment. We're gonna be in the marsh and the swamps.
Yes.
Get some buns.
Some buns. So
some
yes,
buns.
remind you of the thing we've done mechanically is I've always stated while you're in the town, anything like rations or ammunition or like healing kits, I've never cared about because you could always replay them. As you are starting to think about heading outside the city, you will need to start using your rations and things like that. Yes, do think about your supplies. Obviously, traveling by train will dramatically reduce the need for rations because
Well, it depends
trains travel. It obviously does, but if you are able to travel by train, it turns a journey of several days into several hours.
Nice.
I haven't got the numbers to my hand. I did start working on that, but essentially, 1 day of travel on foot can be done in 1 hour on a train. Is more or less how it works.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's high speed. Well.
Because you can travel, I think, 30 miles in a day, and a train travels 30 miles an hour in this world.
Yeah. No. Well, it makes sense. Yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
I do have a question.
There's an HS2 in there. Yeah. No.
Because we're in the academy at the moment, and like the reason that Tali originally went to check on the Baron is because there was a weird noise coming from his room.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Farsight glass. We can spy on him.
You can.
But it would need to wait for that noise. But we're leaving. Is there how do we do this in our downtime? Can this happen?
So obviously you could try and catch him anytime you think he might be in it's up to you to kind of stage that.
Well, it's
obviously you are able to use it any time during your downtime, so that's not an issue. It's just for you to try.
Well, we have to be within a certain radius of it.
Yeah, that's fair. You're supposed to be in the probably you have to be in the manor basically, but
because I'm thinking because Tali had originally heard, like he's not going to be like doing whatever he's doing all the time in his room.
Mm-hmm.
So like I was kind of hoping like, we could hear the noise, do the clairvoyant, do the Farsight glass, and then
yeah. So you can hang around the manor until you hear that noise.
Yeah, I just have
you
no
don't
concept
know
of like how.
The problem is you don't know what was the cause of that noise, what triggers it. You don't know if it's a time thing. Like you kind of have to be reactionary. So you will need to spend time hanging around waiting for it.
We have been hanging around for like a day when we're doing all of the book stuff, and the Baron probably wasn't with us because he's been like ostracized from both groups.
Yeah.
Is there
so-
any
so-
chance that within that day there would have been an opportunity where that noise would have been heard and we could have
Yeah,
done
that's a
that?
very good point. Roll me a perception check. Because it's also about whether or not you catch the noise, because you only faintly heard it before.
Is this a time for that? I can roll first, right, and then use the
You
inspiration.
can roll first and use the inspiration token after if you need it.
Neat. I like it.
I mean, an 18 is pretty good.
18 is pretty good, but is it good enough for what you want to do?
I don't know what I rolled last time.
I think you rolled a natural 20
It
last
might have been
time.
natural 20, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And this is the perception check to see if we hear it again.
Yes.
I'm just gonna use it. I'm probably gonna use it for anything else today.
So
I say
Tyler,
that.
as you kind of,
Whoopsie.
as you've been kind of like, this is probably still during the period of you kind of deciphering the tome or discussing plans, etc. Obviously, before you leave, you're on high alert. Like you're so suspicious of Baron at this point. You are, constantly going to listen out for it.
Mhm.
And sometime after Chad had that discussion with him, Baron disappeared, as you say, ostracized in two groups. A couple of hours later, maybe you do hear. Ow!
Right, let's go.
Coming from up there again. So use the fast.
I would probably move out of the room that had everybody in it,
Yeah.
just because, like, yeah. But use the fast light glass. Has
So
one
you get
charge,
this kind
so
of
it's okay.
telescope device out, and you kind of hold up to your eye. It's kind of strange because you're basically standing in like a hallway at this point, looking into a telescope.
Pointing at the wall. Yeah.
Yes.
You do cast your. Because you get. No, you can only do sight this one, I think, that was the.
You can cast a clairvoyance spell, choosing only the seeing option.
Yes, so you can see, you can't hear anything in the room. So
That's
you'll
okay.
have-
Maybe we can lip read. We try.
Yes.
If he says That's okay.
Whereabouts in the room would you want the sight to be positioned?
So where gives me the widest view of the entire room?
Like a
They're quite
CCTV
small,
kind of
little,
thing.
Like,
Like probably
yeah.
up in there.
Yeah.
Like, cause when she went to his room, like,
Mhm.
what did you get an idea of where he cause he panicked for a little bit before he opened the door,
Yes.
and did he have to move, like where, like?
Didn't really move much, but like he didn't open the door fully when he sort of like looked for a crack in the door when they kind of
Mm.
talked to you. The rooms themselves are quite small. They're kind of almost like the very like boxy kind of.
But I guess if we're looking at room, if I put the point in the back
Yeah.
left and up,
Sure.
that should give me the widest view of the room.
Yeah, kind of like a CCTV camera kind of thing. Yeah. So you do that.
But I guess it might be hidden by his. I don't know. Yes.
So once again, you see a cramped room, like all of your rooms. Despite obviously being of a noble birth, he hasn't given any additional special treatment here in the manor. And you also see that his room is absolutely trashed with mess, as you saw when you went to the door the last time. There's been someone who obviously has no ability or means to clean his own room. You see the bed sheets are basically all on the floor. You see clothes everywhere.
Hmm.
And
I
you
did
see
go into
Baron.
his room, so yeah, I do have another. It is a mess.
Oh, you did barge. Yes, you did.
Yeah,
barge
I
into
did
him.
barge in, so
That's right. But yes, you've seen that same room.
well, I guess it would be the top right corner, I guess, because I want to see like if he's hiding a hundred or something.
It's
Mhm.
fine.
But you asked me,
Um,
and now I'm overthinking it.
You're looking in the room, looking down, and you can see him standing, holding his hand, like rubbing it, like massaging it. You see him sort of like say that. Well, he doesn't say anything. He just thinks something. He starts to shake his hand, and then he holds his hand out, like forcefully towards the spear. Tries to grasp it, and then you see a bolt of lightning come off the spear. You hear a faint fuck coming from somewhere else in the house.
I think it used to be like he could call the spear to him, right? Like,
Yeah, and you would kind of retroactively pick up on the fact that when you saw him at the breakfast table and when Chad was talking to him, didn't have the weapon on him. And you don't know the guy super well, but all your previous interactions, he would carry that thing around quite triumphantly everywhere he went. You see his pause, sort of holds his hand, and he tries again, and there's a jolt of lightning again.
Huh.
You see at the moment, he looks incredibly frustrated, and then he storms out of the room, leaving the spear just slumped up, leaning up against the wall.
Interesting.
Yep.
Okay, so we know
You hear
that.
a door
He would
slam loudly.
he would
Yeah.
just swiftly turn it off, not to get caught out.
Yeah. Now we do know that the Baron isn't the the heir. I mean, we didn't know before, but yeah.
I mean, he was clearly able to, wield the
Wield it,
spear
yeah.
very effectively before.
This doesn't imply that he cannot simply hold it. It implies that he cannot use the force to attract it.
Yeah, could he just pick it up?
No,
why
he was
wouldn't he?
He was putting his hand on it, trying
Oh,
to
I
grab
thought
it.
you meant he was
on
just
it.
pulling it.
No. He was going
I
up
thought-
to the wall to try and pick it up the wall and
Oh,
just get
Right.
blown away from it.
I
Right.
see.
So it's a little bit.
It's not him trying to use the force to bring it to it, it's him trying to
Yeah.
grab it off the wall.
So nice.
So which one of us is going to sneak into his room and try and pick up the amazing lightning spear?
I can try. I have
on the phone. Here's
I have
gonna...
powers. I can try. I can actually. 1 second. I
Well,
can
the
be
moment-
very helpful with that.
At the moment, only Tiny knows about this. So you
Oh,
can't
of course.
Yeah, but Tali
Yeah.
would tell
Fine.
the group.
I just want you to roleplay that out.
This is fine. Yes, I guess that we can grab some time
Reconvene.
away from everybody.
Yeah.
So. Okay, so I spied on Baron.
Yes.
Because Tali needed to know what was going on because it could be a danger to us or to.
What's the thing?
It looks like since coming back from the library that his spear is rejecting him. It won't let him pick it up,
Oh my god, he must feel
and it's why
rejected by
it's
absolutely
hurting
everything.
his hand. It's like electric burning him.
Clearly, it's a very good judge of character.
It's interesting.
As a weapon. Well, I'm not surprised. That's he's clearly doesn't deserve it anymore.
Right, I didn't know that the Genesis relics made decisions like that. It's interesting.
Well, I mean, look at Dotho. Christina, Dotho effectively chose you, from what I can gather. I mean, the whole sort of squidgy cat thing sort of seems to imply a bit of sort of a personal attachment there.
I mean, I could send Dofo to edit or to have a look at it, relic to relic.
Oh, intimate. Sorry.
That could be fun. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we should do that. That sounds like a good idea. But we could just confront the Baron.
Yeah.
Tell him we know about the spear and see if he'll let us have a look.
I can try, or me or Christina, we can try to persuade him, since Tali and Chad, he's been hostile to you basically.
I mean, you're welcome to, but Tali was just going to go and confront him.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll let
okay.
Tali have an inside check at this point because you've gained
On
more
who?
information. On
On
Baron.
what? Oh, okay.
Baron.
Okay,
The situation, because you're aware of more about what's going on now.
Am I though?
You are.
Give me a sec. Insight check. 13.
13. 13 is probably enough for what's going on. You start to realize that there's some of the hostility that you and probably Chand also face from Baron is a little bit less to do with you guys and maybe more to do with embarrassment
Of
on his
course.
part.
Of course.
He was given this, divine relic, and he was a master of it, and suddenly he cannot use it. He's feeling kind of impotent, he's feeling embarrassed, and like his antagonistic attitude towards you, Tani, was less about you and more about like he doesn't want to talk about the problem he's having. So he's like, I don't understand why I can't use the thing that I could use before. To the point where you think Pebble and Christina probably won't get much further. It's not about you.
Yeah.
Like if Pebble goes ask,
I
can I
agree,
see the spear
yeah.
you're having trouble with? He's going to shut down. And you also think being direct might get you further, but probably won't. Like,
Fair.
Well, I just
fair.
only think that he will absolutely not engage in a conversation.
you don't know how he'll respond. Like, you can't deny it particularly. Like, if you call him out on evidence, but like, you don't think he's going to be particularly amenable to that kind of confrontation. For all intents and purposes, he's still pretty convinced that his God's given right to have this weapon, and it is his to wield. He wouldn't be willing to just give it to someone else.
I'd love. I'm dying to learn how he got it in the first place. Because it's like to feel so entitled by something that maybe a rando gave you.
I remember correctly. I think he said it was a family relic.
Oh right. Well, he said
It was a
that.
family heirloom.
Oh, right.
Harley thinks we should confront him and
As
see
a
if
as a team,
Oh,
or
he's not related to Bachard, son. No, he can't be.
Ugh,
Sorry.
I hope not. I mean, one thing that we can do is ask the Chad about, because we wouldn't be breaking the laws of the manor. We could ask Berchard about this entire situation with the spear and stuff like that. See if he knows
we
something.
can, yeah.
Because did Berchard coin the small and mighty
Yes.
moniker? So
Oh,
He didn't. Because he joined Small and Mighty.
Oh, I
Small and
see.
Mighty were an adventuring party. He joined. So they predate him because there was a group of gnomish adventurers, and he ran the tavern that they turned into their base.
and he never mentioned
And then he
whether,
joined, and then one of them
yeah.
passed away, and he became a member of Small and Mighty.
But he might
and
know things.
He outlived the rest of them.
I'd be interested in Berchard's take on this. I can go.
yeah, you can. I mean, we need to go to Five Fellows anyway, but you can go first.
It's
if
true.
you
We can.
want.
I mean, no rush for anything, to be honest. How do you think is the most efficient way to confront him?
Well, we go to him, and I have a spell that
Okay.
we could try.
Mhm.
That means he wouldn't be able to lie to us.
Yeah.
Like,
It's-
we give him a chance to come clean. We can, Tali can say, it's the spear, isn't it?
Mhm.
We can just go from there. Unless anyone else has any other ideas.
No,
Yeah, I think that makes
I'm okay with
that
that.
makes good sense.
Do you,
And man, it
before
would
you-
be very, very funny if the spear is now chosen one of us.
Oh my god.
Again, not me. I'm very much looking forward to my Silverite sword. That's going to be great. But it'd be pretty funny.
It'd be embarrassing for him.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's why we can't make fun of him, Chad.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Can't make fun of him.
that
Oh,
was
No,
like.
I wouldn't dream of making fun of him when I can very,
Would you
very
know?
effectively. I can very, very effectively scare the shit out of him instead. That's fine.
We don't
We're also
need
not.
him
We're also not doing
scared.
that. We're not
Right,
gonna make fun of
maybe.
him. We're not gonna. Well, we're not gonna. Threaten him. We're not.
I want him. I want him, useful to the rest of the party. I want him healthy. I don't want him going through the shit that these might potentially be going through. We are kind of healing him in a way. Pebble is a bit delusional sometimes.
As long as he
Before you-
doesn't pull a stunt like that again,
Hmm.
which he won't.
He won't.
Yeah, it's not like he really significantly, like, you know, it was annoying, but it was basically pointless. We still beat them there. We still got the book.
I appreciate the thought. I appreciate that sentiment, but it's the outcome. The ends don't justify the means. There,
But that's not what that. I'm
That-
not saying.
that-
I'm not
it-
saying the ends justify the means. I'm saying that you don't have to hold on to a grudge. You can let it go because it didn't hurt us, and it didn't significantly disadvantage us. And now we know for next time.
it's not so much a grudge as a
Caution.
as
kind of
just
thing.
just
Like a
a
danger.
disappointment.
Ah, okay.
He's not someone. He's someone I thought I could trust, and I just can't, and we shouldn't.
You really thought you could trust him?
I thought it was like me.
Well,
I mean, yes, he is like me.
And looks at the awkwardly looks around.
I mean, maybe, I'm just saying, maybe if Baron had gone to, the same floors that we went through, things would be different. I mean, would Pebble say that? No, Pebble would be too shy to say that. Yeah, Pebble.
So, Adam, you've tried to say something a couple of times. Go for it.
Sorry.
That's fine. You can do it. Just before you leave the manor, are you going
I'm
to?
not leaving the manor. I'm confronting the Baron.
That's
Yes.
fine. I thought you were going to talk to Pachard next, so don't worry.
No, Baron
No.
first, then Bachard.
All right. Do you all go as a little like?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I don't know. I kind of would like everyone to go, but also like 5 people turning
Yes.
up to talk to you about something is also maybe I don't know.
And Pebble's gonna cast Enlarge on himself, and we're gonna go like,
Pin it
Oi!
down.
Nah, yeah,
I mean, Christina used to be chatting to Chad about the labyrinth.
Oh, this is
Provoked by
Okay.
his,
Oh my god, yeah, the
his
situation.
current comments really provokes that conversation. It's like, well, Chad, would you bite him? He's
And
dressed
Pebble-
well in the room.
And at that precise moment, Pebble goes, sorry, no. Pebble is very uncomfortable now.
Yeah. Well, like, we can hash that out. Ollie, you go see our friend Baron.
Okay. Are you
Yes.
sure you're gonna be okay? To Christina. Very.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'll be
Okay.
absolutely fine.
Well, just let me know if you need anything.
Thanks, Tarly.
So, Tali, you're
Good
going to
luck.
go find Baron. Pebble, where are you going?
So
You
what?
staying in this awkward.
Wait, what's the situation? Oh, Pebble's gonna scoot. Like Pebble's gonna let Christina and Chad
Yeah.
resolve their issues.
Yeah.
Pebble,
So you going with Tali?
not before saying like, please don't do anything. Please, be happy, be nice. I love you both. In a way, bye. And Pebble's gonna leave.
You're gonna leave. Okay. I feel like Brass would awkwardly stand by
Yes.
Christina and Chad for a moment until like someone basically tells him, like, gives him the look like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, and then he'll
Yeah.
leave. So,
Although Brask is still not a big fan of Chad anyway.
yeah, he sort of came around
yeah.
a bit in your moment of need in the moment, but
Yeah.
yes. But he'll go off to go deal with Baron as well.
No, but yeah, when you reappeared, he was pleased to see you anyway. In a
Pleased
way.
to see you. Doesn't
Oh,
mean
that's a
he's
good point. We
okay.
had the whole thing with the snapping of the
Yeah.
pistol, didn't we? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair though, just because he's happy to see you alive doesn't necessarily mean he's still 100%
Yeah.
with
You can
Like,
be
this-
mad at
Yeah.
someone, but be happy they're not dead.
That
Yeah,
said,
yeah,
Brask is,
fair enough.
Brask is a
Sorry.
fairly
Really?
single-track mind.
Sometimes I
I'm not so
forget
sure.
that we are portraying people instead of just
Especially with Ryan
tokens.
not here, we will say that he walks away for the time being to avoid any
Very
don't worry
good.
about the problem. So yes, we will stick with Christina and Chad. You are left alone. What room do we reckon you were in when you started this conversation? Like one of the sitting rooms, a hallway? Where do we feel like we are?
I would just close the door on
Yeah.
like, or
Yes.
at least pull it over. Just give him some. Yeah.
Yeah.
let's say a sitting room.
Yeah.
Room with
Yeah.
lots of furniture
Yeah.
to throw.
Just
It's one of
oh
those
my
rooms
god!
where it's interesting because it's quite a large room, and when you have lots of people in here, it feels quite comfortable. But Chad, as everyone else leaves and it's just you and Christina, there's this weird feeling of being like quite small in this large room, and Christina doesn't come from this place in the same way like her grandmother doesn't, but there is the sort of, you're in a world right now of like wizards and magic, and sitting across from you is a wizard who is very powerful. It kind of dawns you in this moment that you are in Christina's world right now. You're not on your home turf.
Yeah. Which thankfully doesn't particularly change Chad's approach. Chad's gonna. He's been kind of nodding since Christina has suggested that we chat, and he's gonna gesture towards a couple of the chairs to make sure we sit down, and he's gonna say that I'm going to apologize, and but I don't want to talk over you first. I want you to, come on, lay it on me.
Well, Christina is
I-
not
I-
sat
yeah.
down.
Okay. Chad, out of respect, will not sit down as well.
So you've already had your
Gestured to the-
first awkward little dance of I don't sit. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
you sit down and you realise that she hasn't sat. You just immediately get back up again. Like,
Yeah.
So obviously I'm gonna have a wound, right? How bad would it be? It's not
It's not a large wound. It is like very much like the kind of stereotypical vampire bite. It's like two small kind of like puncture wounds in the neck.
I didn't.
probably bruised a little bit. No?
Chad didn't
That was true.
bite Christina.
You drank from a wound that was already there. That's true.
Yeah.
So the wound you have is a fairly largish wound, but it wasn't caused by Chad. And it wouldn't because I think you got magical healing and obviously you rested inside your thing. It's starting to heal up, so it's not. It might leave a small scar maybe, but yeah, specifically it wasn't caused by Chad. He just drank from an open wound, which might be worse. Not sure how you take that.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to formulate how Christina would be feeling the after effects of it, even though she's been magically healed.
I mean, you can feel how you want to feel. I think ultimately, regardless of what it,
Yeah, magical healing doesn't take away from potentially feeling violated. Like,
yeah, it's like if there would be like a physical sensation, but I guess not.
There could be it's...
You still lost some blood.
Yeah.
It probably wasn't loads.
It doesn't matter how the wound healed if it took a month or 5 seconds. Your friend and companion still drank from your blood.
Yeah.
It's still true.
When you were in a position where you couldn't defend yourself, they jumped on that to exploit
You were
that.
fully conscious. Yeah. That's the shitty part. Yeah.
Tina is gonna do a hard stare at Chad. Like.
Laser. Psst.
And you think you're trying to help? Who do you think you're actually helping? And you take the blood of someone else, thinking that you're doing something right, something noble. You think every action you take is noble and for the greater good, or is it just your good? I've seen you murder people, and now you could have murdered me. I seriously think you are pathetic and reckless, and way too big of an ego. I will do this mission with you, because apparently this is what we found ourselves in. I even think I'm going to try and look you in the eye again. I'm going to go and leave.
Okay. if you're leaving before I can respond, then understood.
Christina's gone by this point.
Yeah.
Like, gone.
Okay.
What does Chad do? You're sat in this room by yourself. You obviously just had a, yelling at from a friend. How is Chad feeling? How does he respond? How long does he sit here alone, etc.?
Chad's going to be stood next to that chair for quite some time. Good few minutes. He had in his head from the moment of Christina saying that we're going to have a chat. He had what he considered to be pretty good apologies and justifications and reassurances. Not excuses, but reasonings. The whole thing of like that it genuinely was a mistake. It was in the moment the thought was, oh, suck the blood out because that's the thing. Oh, suck the poison out because that's something that I can do. And oh yeah, no, fuck, I'm a vampire. He had all of that in his head. And you just realise this is a situation he can't talk his way out of, even if it's talking his way out of it with genuine, by being genuine for once. He's realised that Christina, being someone that he's not been super close to for the last week and a half, and has kind of sort of wanted to get to know a bit better, is just not open to that. So yeah, Chad's just going to stand there and think for as long as, probably until anyone comes and finds him.
How does, in this moment,
2
Chad
weeks.
feel about being a vampire? That's what I'm curious to know. So obviously, a lot up to this point, you've known, you're quite keen on the strength. Tali's talked about a solution, as kind of dire as it is, talked about a solution to it, and you've obviously mentally been a bit reluctant because you know a lot of your strength comes from that. But how is Chad feeling about it right now?
The vampirism thing probably doesn't. Effectively, what he's just been delivered was a scathing attack on his character.
But the reason why I asked about the vampirism thing is because although a scathing attack on your character, the thing that Chad tried to do would have been heroic if it wasn't for the fact that this uncontrollable part of him basically perverted the intention. You intended to save your friend from a poison, but instead you crossed a line through a thing that wasn't even in your control. It wasn't, and very specifically, it wasn't Will's choice to do that. I made you roll a saving throw, so it's a thing where the vampirism got out of control for you.
Yeah. I don't think this is enough to make him start. Maybe there's something at the back of his mind that's that's thinking that.
It's not at the forefront.
It's not at the forefront. It's the fact that there was noble intent behind the action was something that's fairly new to him anyway. Where wanting to do something to help someone else is I think to him that side of things is the intentions is more of the important thing in his mind. Yeah.
So you stay in this room by yourself for some time, and you will jump across to Tali, Pebble, and Brass as you are seeking out Baron. It takes you a little while, walking out of the house to find him, but you do hear eventually some stomping around, coming from another room in the house, as he seems to have reverted to grumpy teenager mode.
What room is he in?
He will probably be. To be honest, he's probably made his way outside. No, to the training room. In fact, the one that's sort of the danger room type thing downstairs. And as you come down there, you find you can enter the room and you see it's been transformed into this like almost like a gladiatorial arena kind of thing. And you can see he's standing there with another spear, not the spear. And is fending off against these. You saw them when you first arrived. It's kind of like animated wooden mannequins, and you see he's standing there against like 4 or 5 of them, and sort of deftly parrying them and attacking them and outmaneuvering them in every sort of sense. Like he is, despite everything that's happened, he is a good warrior. He does know how to fight, and at the moment he seems like he's maybe like reverted to like the thing he's good at, possibly as a way to kind of like
He can't control the current situation, but he can control this fight.
And maybe a little bit far for a 13 side check from 4, but you get the feeling perhaps that to him he doesn't really. He maybe thought he was worthy of the spear or whatever because he's a good warrior. So right now he's trying to prove to himself that he's a good warrior.
I see.
And perhaps thinking about it, you wonder if maybe other things were at play there.
Yeah, so it's not like he did something super morally questionable or anything.
No, not at all.
Have an impact there.
But he is finding comfort in what he thinks is probably the solution.
I see. Okay. So Tali, can Tali ask Brass to like basically gently block the exit, or at least hover outside the exit, so like it's kind of clear like you can't run away from this conversation.
Yeah, so Brass will stand like it's kind of weird because you're in it's kind of almost like kind of slightly like Colosseum kind of thing, like Roman Colosseum.
Yeah.
But there is just a wooden door just kind of standing kind of vaguely in the middle of nowhere, not attached to anything, but Brass can sort of hover in that, absolutely.
Tali will kind of like, like when people are going to knock on like the knock.
Yes, you knock on this floating door. Make me a persuasion check.
Yes.
What are we gonna call it?
Can I guidance myself? Do I have guidance?
I can do guidance on others if
either or. Yeah.
But I don't know the rules. I never know the rules.
I roll a d4, basically. Or you roll a d4. You can roll a d4.
Wait. Fake gift of hospitality.
That's not a guidance.
That's not guidance. Right? I mean, there's a spell. There's a cantrip called guidance.
Oh right. No, it's not.
I thought with the help action, isn't it? So I'll just I guidance myself?
When you make an ability check that
Pebble give you
fails.
the help action. Pebble, so you can have both. So Pebble, you can have the help action, which will give Tyler advantage, and I think then just an extra thing when you. So read through your fate thing quickly, like. When you're giving help on like an ability check, does it do anything?
Right. So the help action is just like sparing my action for Tali, right? So I don't have to cross.
You use
anything.
your action supporting Tali.
Yeah.
Tali advantage. So
but does it work on ability checks?
Yeah, so you'll have advantage on your ability check.
Oh, nice.
But does your Fey gift thing give any additional?
Right. So all right. Because this has to turn right. Magical guidance. When you make an ability check that fails, okay, we're not there yet. So Fey gift. You can use this trait to take the help action as a bonus action 3 times in a long rest. Starting at 3rd level, hospitality, passage or spite. Hospitality. You and the creature you help each gain a number of temporary hit points. Nothing. Passage. 10 fate. Increase the speed. Nothing. Spite. I don't think is the right thing. So okay. Yeah. So I just take the help
just
action.
The advantage. You have advantage, and you obviously have the guidance as well.
Okay, that's fine. And then guidance. 20 not natural.
Okay. You watch as you can see that he tries to ignore you for a bit. Like carries on the fight, but like he definitely clocks you, and you see as he clocks you, he does get smacked on the side of the head by one of these mannequins. And he tries to like snap back in the fight and like ignore you. But you can see him getting like he starts getting sloppy in the fight.
Tali will just wait. She will like walk into the room and like basically sit down and wait.
Yeah, like this is again Colosseum style. So there's like there's seats
or there's seats or if there's.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, there's seats. You go sit in one of the sort of, and then they're largely empty. Like, well, not largely, they are empty, but you go sit in one, and yeah, you can see him getting like, kind of seems like nervous, and you're like, you obviously you've been confronted by you, and you're starting, as far as he's aware, starting to get a sense of what's wrong, and yeah, the proficient fighter you walked in on is now starting to get sloppy, and you can see after a bit of time he just turns to like, what do you want?
Can we talk?
And as you say, that gets hit on the head again. Damn it! Just go away.
Great.
Fine. And he
I
comes.
can come, Tali, or yeah.
He walks towards you regardless. You can meet in the middle, or he can come to you.
Sure.
But he does approach him regardless. It sort of like leans like this sort of gladiatorial like arena, like a fence ring as well, and he kind of sort of leans on that eventually. He goes, yes.
What are you doing?
How am I doing?
Mhm.
I'm just fine, thank you. I'm just training. Trying to keep sharp, you know what it's like. Don't want to get caught unawares.
Yeah, I do. So yeah, I wanted to talk. I noticed you don't have your normal spear.
Oh, Stormseeker? No, I don't tend to train with Stormseeker. You know, got to keep my proficiency with all weapons and don't have an unfair edge making me weaker. A good old trusty regular
Well, that's
spear.
not true because I've hardly seen you train with Stormseeker. You almost
mean-
always train with Stormseeker. You love Stormseeker.
Just because I love it doesn't mean I always train with it. You haven't been here for the whole, year or so I've been here. Like, you don't know what's going on. Like, how dare you? How dare you tell me what I do? Like, you don't know anything about me. No, I train with regular weapons because it makes me a better fighter.
Okay. And
You
you're
get
right.
there seems to be some truth there. He does seem quite upset at the implication there.
Okay, alright, that's my apologies. I didn't mean to offend you, and you're right, Holly doesn't know Baron that. But Tali does know enough to know that something's wrong with the spear and you. That's what it is. And look, I want to have a conversation with you about this, and Tali wants to help you. And if you lie, then that's not. Neither of us get what we want.
Maybe another persuasion check.
And I have magic. And I don't want to use that magic, but I will if I have to. Persuasion.
Yes.
check. I'm guessing I can't guidance myself on this because it's like a not really a
No, not this one.
planned. 15.
15.
It's not terrible.
Sort of looks up now. You can see there is a sort of mix of emotions going on in his face. There is sort of a wounded pride, embarrassment, anger, frustration, just confusion. And how could you help me?
Well, the Genesis relics are relics from my god. Well, not a god, but my a being that I serve. So that's pretty strong starting point, I think. We
Okay,
also
then.
have another relic that could, potentially look at Stormseeker and try to understand what's going on, relic to relic.
You sort of like processing information, like almost not sure what to like. Shouldn't need help, though. That's the thing. Stormseeker has been in my family for generations. My father used it. My grandfather used it. It's been handed down. We've all been able to use it, and I was using it.
I was gonna interject. Sorry. Fella's gonna do the classic, Puss in Boots thing with the eyes. Pebble's gonna say yes, but when your family had it, the end of the world wasn't, so near. Now the most important thing is to help each other and to prevent this underworld from happening. And for better or for worse, the Genesis relics play a huge part on it. So, please help us.
Holly is curious about something. Why do you think you now can't use the spear?
Because of you.
Because
You
of me.
came and interfered. It was our destiny to find the Genesis relic. It was our destiny to save the end of the world. And then you all turned up, you interfered, and you ruined everything. That is why it's chosen not to work for me any longer, because it has chosen someone else. It has think that deems me unworthy of completing my own destiny.
Do you know that it's chosen someone else, or has it just?
Well, it doesn't like me anymore, does it?
Well, what did you do? You betrayed us.
I was
Yeah.
trying
Do
to
you think-
protect the destiny that I was told was mine.
Who told you that?
Who
The
hurt
world
you?
told me that when I was given a relic of the gods. I was told it was my destiny to seek out the protection of people. And then I met Madame Mulgrave. She sent for me to bring me here, to bring a squad together, to find out how to save the fucking world. And then you arrived, and suddenly everyone's attention was on you lot. Suddenly it wasn't about us.
You still helped.
You had been here a day, and suddenly it was all about you. We've been here for years training for this. You stole my destiny from me. Now the fucking relic has even rejected me. He starts to turn to walk back to his training.
Hey, none of us chose to steal anything from you. This isn't a personal attack.
It doesn't matter what you chose to do, you did it! And he thrusts the spear towards your face.
She doesn't.
You arrived! You interfered in what was mine by my birthright! I don't give a shit what you intended to do! Do you think you're better than us because you're a fucking goblin? Is that what it is?
No,
What's
that's not
happening?
it at all. Tali just wants to help.
You swaddle in and you change everything because you're a fucking more important than everyone else. Is that it?
No,
All of you Abbey types are the same.
we're not the same. And you don't know anything.
You think you're the most
About-
important person in the room. You are here telling me how to live my fucking life and trying to solve my problem. I didn't ask for help. I don't want help. Why are you trying to solve my problems? They're mine to solve. It is my destiny to fix. I would have been better off if you never fucking walked in here.
Would you though?
Yes, because when we would have had that fucking book and we would be going to save the world right now.
Look.
But suddenly that other fucking woman turned up and started twisting Madame Mulgrave's ear, and it was all about you.
Look, what's
The
written,
newly arrivals.
what's
Even
written
the fucking
in
book is named after you.
what's written in the book is written in the book. Has already been written in the book, and you can help. It's not like your part is done. It doesn't have to be. Not if you choose it. None of you choose to help. But right now, you're gonna go down in history as the person who betrayed us, and then refused to help because you thought you were better than us, and you didn't want to work with us. And then we will save the world, and you won't help. And I think you want to help. And I know it's not what you envisioned, and I know it's not, you're not the star of the show, and I'm sorry, because that must be difficult, especially, you've grown up, and that's what you've been. You've been the center of attention. You have a family who you're their legacy, right? And so this is weird. I get it. But you have a choice. And if you really want to handle everything by yourself, then go ahead. But you won't be successful because no one ever is.
Make
And
me
you won't get your spear back.
A persuasion check.
Can I guidance myself?
I'll allow it.
That's 15. This is okay.
15.
Okay.
There's this long pause. He sort of stares you down. This is an interesting situation for Tani. Like, you're so used to people being reverent or fearful of you as a godling, and you're kind of starting to realize, like, almost you're not sure what's happened in Baron's past, but he almost seems to despise you more for being a godling. There's clearly something that comment about all you Abbey types are the same. You don't know what happened, but you feel like something happened there somewhere long ago, perhaps. There is this long pause, and you see that sort of intense stare softens somewhat. Think about it. Then he turns and walks back to his training.
And then Pebble will say, "You're wrong about Tali. Tali has saved my life more than anyone. And she doesn't think herself better than any of us. We have a Genesis relic, yes. It's not awarded to Tali. That's never bothered her. That's never bothered me. Everyone is equally important." And Pebble just goes away.
It's fine. We poker face our way through that. It's okay. Yeah, definitely doesn't bother Tali at all. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. Someone else can have it. It's not a fucked one. It's fine.
Anything else you do? Baron's gone back to training. He's turned his back to you.
Chaos Bolt! No.
She'll probably say, like, look,
Kill
just,
him.
regardless of what you think of us, we do have knowledge that might help you figure out what's wrong with your spear. So just let us know
Yeah.
if you want us to help with that. And Tali's sorry for whatever and whoever hurt you.
That's, yeah.
These words
Did-
ring out,
just-
but
yeah.
there is no.
But she's not. She's
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's no response in any visual or verbal. But
It's like no one deserves that.
It's, yeah, no, I got the point.
She leaves. Like she's like, it's okay,
Yeah.
boss. We can go.
you walk away.
And she might say, like,
Okay.
before she actually like, and just thanks for telling the truth and actually having a conversation. It's not easy, and I think it was good for both of us.
You exit the battle room.
And Brask says, "See ya!"
Bye.
Bye.
But yeah, I think that was where we're
Lovely
taking
to
our
see
break.
you, Baron.
Yes. Oh, I love it.
Brass emerges in the shadows.
Right.
Oh God!
But yes, I think that's a good place to take our break.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
So let's
cool.
come back at 22. 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Sorry?
20 minutes.
22. Yeah.
Sorry, 22. 10 minutes
Yes.
time.
10 minutes.
Very
10-minute break.
good.
22.
Left time for
10 minutes.
sex.
Very nice. Be good, everyone. Don't do anything shady. Whatever. See ya in a bit. Bye.
Back
We are.
after some tense discussions. I like how there's some fun parallelism going on here, and both of the rich and titled boys getting their comeuppance.
Yes.
But yes, we return. Still in the manor. What do you want to do next?
Go to Butcher.
Yes. Got the job.
Anyone want to go and talk to Madame Morgrave or Aerith of Christmas before you leave?
We probably should tell them the plan, right? Like as a group.
Yeah. And Christina
haven't
will
already
want
done
to
that.
say goodbye.
Can I just check something? Was there a I forget what his name is, the statue guy
Oh, you
in
mean
the room?
What's the name? Yeah, it's just called the steward.
The steward. Was there a
Yes.
steward statue in the room that Chad and Christina had their conversation in?
I mean, Chad, you're still in that room, and like no one's coming to get you so far.
Yeah.
So as you probably had a thought occurs to Chad, you look up, and yes, there is.
There is.
Oh.
As
Guys,
there
just-
has been
I-
in like every sitting room, every corridor, there seems to be one of these statues.
Sorry, I'm just before we go and see the child and things. Chad's just gonna sort of notice that and just turn to it and say, Well, I suppose you heard of all of that.
Yes, I did indeed, sir.
Right. Any thoughts, or is it best to leave that where it is?
Jesus, Chaz.
I am not really the one to be giving out thoughts. You can more than welcome speak with Madame about it if you want to discuss, but...
No, that's fine. Thanks anyway. I'll see you in the next
Around.
room, presumably.
Maybe I can do with you with all due
Sorry.
Well, if Italia would probably go find Christina.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you, well, you know, it's not a massive
See
manner.
how
You do eventually catch up with Christina.
how are you? How was your conversation?
Bubble's here too, by the way.
You don't have to give details. Tally just wants to make sure you're okay.
He knows what he needs to.
That's a step.
And you're okay? You feel okay?
Sure.
Well, have you ever wanted to? Tally, is it? Pebble, is it?
Hello.
Do you want to go find your grandma, great grandma, your relative?
Grandma? Yeah.
Your
my grandma.
ma.
Just let her know
Yeah.
what the plan is and
Guess I should.
Your
I'm gonna go find grandma.
person.
Yes. You find her. She sat on there's like a little porch section by the garden, and you can see that she sat out there drinking a cup of tea. And Madame Morgrave is out there with her. So both Jasper Morgrave and Eretha Christmas are sat on the porch together.
Mm.
As you can approach, you can smell that whatever Eretha is drinking. It's a very fruity kind of herbal tea. You can smell the sort of sweetness of it as you approach. Intermingling with the sweet perfumes she wears anyway, and the colourful appearance of her. It is very still unusual to kind of almost bizarre to imagine that these two are sisters. The stark contrast in appearance, this sort of small, voluptuous, colourful woman with sort of pinkish hair and bright coloured wraps, and this very tall, slender woman in all black and white, almost monochrome in her appearance. But they sit there on the porch together, staring out into the gardens. Eretha sees you approach and like, "Good morning, dearie." She seemed a little apprehensive, and you remember that last time you spoke, obviously you were still quite upset with her because the whole situation you've been pulled into with Destiny or this anyway. So she approaches you a little bit of apprehension, but cheerful nonetheless. How are you doing this morning?
Christina is gonna pretty much just sit on the bench and put her head on her grandma's lap. Very childlike.
Yeah.
Or staring out. Just ask, why are you making me do this?
She puts the cup. Actually, she just gives the cup of tea to her sister. Just pushes it, and you see just oh, great. Just sort of fusses this, puts it down, and then you watch as Eretha starts to stroke your head, and kind of like you would when you were a child. She immediately starts braiding your hair and things like that. It's kind of rote, kind of comfortable things that she used to do when you were a child. And she's, I'm not making you do anything, dearie. I'm only presenting you with the opportunity to fulfill a larger role in the world, but ultimately the choice is always yours. If this is not something you want for yourself, then you are always welcome to walk away. There are others who can take up the mantles, your companions for one, the squad of misfits if need be. There will always be others who are willing to stand up for this fight. Your requirements in this destiny is, if we use such a strong term, have been fulfilled. The book has been received. The Genesis relics can now be found. If that's where this ride stops for you, then you may get off. That's what you want, and that's what you feel comfortable doing.
I'm sort of gonna direct it to Madame Morgrave. What do you think?
You see Madame Morgrove has just like awkwardly put the tea cup on the floor because there isn't really a bench or anything. She sort of straightens herself up like. And you can see she looks kind of awkward, like addressing you as you're laying down in your grandma's lap. And, like this whole situation, she almost seems like, you know, when like you see like a deer in headlights. She seems like that, like this blinding color and affection in front of her. It's just like, if you want my personal opinion, I think destiny, fate are cruel, cold things. We do not choose them. You have been selected for whatever reason, by be it fate, the gods, whatever. I personally think you have a duty to see it through. But we do not know what the gods entail, the destiny, the fates, if it's written or unwritten. As my sister says, if your heart is desiring that you stop and this is the end of your journey, chances are that is where your destiny, the part of your destiny that play into the end of the world, ends. I cannot speak to know of future, what happens. My sister and I, we are old, we know many things, but we only gain glimpses of the future, unlike our mother who we told you about, who apparently knows everything that's going to happen forever and all time. But we do not know what she knows. That book that you recovered is our best glimpses into the mad ramblings of her mind. You could spend more time deciphering it. There's more information in them than just location of the Genesis relics. Maybe that would bring you comfort or peace, a direction, but again, it's ultimately up to you whether you proceed on this journey or not. No one will force you. At the end of the day, destiny have a way of catching up to us whether we like it or not.
It seems it's caught up to me already, whether I like it or not. I have people to protect. But how do I protect myself?
Who do you address that to? Any particular
Oh,
of
just, like,
your relatives?
To the room.
To the garden.
To the whole garden.
In a very interesting moment, and like one of the true moments where you realize that these two are sisters, they both give you the same answer at the same time. Knowledge. And you see there's a little look between them as they sort of say this, as this sort of maybe doesn't happen very often. But Yasha continues that. Continue to learn magic. You have an aptitude for it, and you have, as I understand, struggled with it. But the more you learn about magic, the more you can control it, the more you can do with it. The more you can protect yourself and your allies in all of the same. There are many secrets of this world that can only be unlocked through magic. Many possibilities that are awakened to you should you continue to learn. And then Eretha picks up that whether you tread the path of the heroes who will save the world or not, I see a great and powerful wizard in your future. Spellcaster to rival the greatest of the mages of South Costrand. And in doing that, I think that is how you protect yourself from whatever dangers it is that may befall you on your path ahead. Whatever path it is you choose.
Okay. I'm going to sit, just lie there for a while. Then, quickly before having to leave, run to the library.
Mm-hmm.
This might be a good time. So, for the stream and for everyone else, I guess. Level 2 wizard gets to pick a school of wizardry to join. Christina, off the back of this trauma, has chosen the school of abjugation, which is all about protective spells.
Nice.
Like force field-y type.
Yeah.
Super
spells.
cool. Yay!
like that a lot. So.
Very nice.
Yay!
Yeah.
Trauma. I mean, yay!
Character
Sorry,
development. You mean?
Development, yeah.
Protecting ourselves from trauma.
yeah. No, I mean,
So yeah, it's very much. I hadn't realized you'd done that. So very much what they were saying, like the words from Yasser and Aerith, they were talking about learning magic to protect oneself and one's friends. That kind of resonates with you, and yeah, like almost like maybe nonchalantly, you find yourself in the library later, and just sort of almost instinctively drawn towards certain books that kind of talk about abjurative magic, the ability to use magical barriers to protect oneself. Spells of alarm to kind of find when people cross certain thresholds and things like that. You start like reading away at this. Tyler, do you want to go find Madame Morgrave at some point?
Well, yeah. So I assumed I assumed that Tali was there for that, but it doesn't have to be.
We'll say you weren't because I feel it
That's
would be
fine,
awkward
that's
if
fine.
Pebble and Tali were.
Basically,
awkwardly
just want to
flying.
go and explain what we're gonna do. We're gonna go find the Genesis relics.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you kind of run through this list of things like you have discovered it, you got saying where it is. Surprisingly to Tali, or maybe not, Yasra doesn't seem. It's almost like you're telling her something she already knew. As you sort of explain that the Genesis relics are located where you're from or grew up, and there's an extra person you don't know, maybe a companion of yours who relates to it. She's like, very well. So where do you intend to start?
I think what Tali thinks we'll start with the Pridmore.
Makes sense. And furthest from here, better not go far afield before coming back. Do you, not to put too much weight or pressure on you, but the squad of misfits are still ready, willing. They have been training a long time to be part of this. I would see them put to good use. Would you have any thoughts on where they can best support you?
Well, Tali was going to ask Abel if or just the squad if they could maybe try and figure out where the final relic, like whose beginning is it? Is it the group Small and Mighty? Could they find out any information on that?
They could certainly put their efforts towards it.
I know it's not going out and about. It's not as exciting, but Tali doesn't know. We want to go to our own beginnings.
Understandable. Yes, we will put efforts into researching this and exploring this.
Unless any of them want to come with us to the Pridmore.
You should ask them individually. Perhaps they might not.
With also,
I will say
the messes have been kidnapping people, so there's a bit of a situation that we would like to try to resolve while we're there. So any support with that would be greatly appreciated. People at Tower Bridge would also be very grateful, I'm sure.
How about this? I will put in effort to discover who this mystery seventh person is, or grouping is, location, whatever we wish to call it. I think the squad of methods would be well suited to supporting you in your efforts against the messes. I shall send them with you.
But Chunk has to finish the weapons. Can that be handled without him?
Let's discuss it with the group. See what is best. Perhaps a smaller contingency of them.
Okay. Also, do your books have to stay here?
Not
Can I take a book?
Depends which book. As long as you wish, planning to return it. But they are
Well,
my
of course.
collection ultimately.
Of course, Tali would return the book.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. But ultimately, they are my collection, and I can do with them as I see fit. They are not magically bound to this realm or anything like that.
I mean, if you're going to be researching stuff like Tali doesn't suppose there's any way you could research. There was a being inside the library, an aberration. Tali thinks, like a spider. Any information on that would be helpful. Like what it was, why it was put there, like why your mother decided to keep it there, maybe as a prisoner for some reason. Just really any information. I'm worried that they might work with Volsh, and that would be a bit.
I will put efforts towards it. Indeed.
And then can I get a book on that? just to read to Sultana?
Of course. That's easily done.
And I can take it. I'll bring it back.
Yes.
Okay.
She'll basically take you to the library like right away and
Yes.
pull out. You kind of see that there's like a whole section on like creatures, and then there's like a row on aberrations. But she gives you a book that she's like and explains to you that has like the most generalist knowledge. This will be the most applicable to you as you travel, as anything you may encounter you might find in here. It won't give you the most in-depth knowledge about aberrations, as there are specific terms for sometimes specific things. But
Do you
this would
have-
be a good start.
Do you have one on undead?
Indeed, undead.
Like a similar, like generalist approach, like just.
Yes.
Can I?
She'll find you one of those as well, and she'll give you these 2 books that are kind of like encyclopedias. Bestiary is almost a better term for it, in that they're like, this is what I phantom it, this is what a
This is
poltergeist
exactly what I
is.
want. Yes.
The book on aberrations isn't as the one on undead is actually is easier because there are almost like better defined types of undead. The aberration book is a lot less specific. It kind of goes like, these are the forms the embodiment of fear of drowning can take upon, and it's kind of like there's a lot less specificity to aberrations because they are nightmares incarnate, and they take on very individualistic appearances depending on who they were created by, how they were created, when they were created. But it kind of does its best to kind of take on sort of a bestiary kind of role.
Cool.
Okay. That's so useful. And if you do manage to, if you find anything else about Ysbroth, or have any books on really any knowledge at all, it would be welcome.
I have some contacts all around the Isles who are dealing lost tomes, forbidden knowledge, etc. I will put out communications to them.
Yes, that would be wonderful.
As she sort of says communications, you see her eyes drift up towards one of the statues of a raven nearby.
Ah, of course.
Okay.
And of course, you are, as always, welcome to return here anytime.
We will, I'm sure.
But as always, please do keep the identity and location of the man a secret.
Of course.
You know this well, but even to any of your trusted companions from the outside, it is vitally important. And then she leaves you.
I guess we go to the squad of misfits.
Yeah.
Do we
So
go one
you
by
find
one?
them-
Do we just go find them all? Like,
Yeah, you like they're not like they don't hang out as a big group most of the time. You tend to find that that
Well, Gable
Gable
needs to come with us anyway to the Five Fellows.
That's true. But Gable and Chunk tend to hang out. And Hespia and Raz sometimes are near each other. You haven't seen Baron since your comeuppance that you gave him. So, but yes, you were able to approach Gable, Hespia, and Raz fairly easier, and Chunk is obviously with Gable.
Should I explain? How do we want to? Do we want to roleplay it all out?
What are you saying, sir?
Hello. Well, they were there when we deciphered the prophecy, no?
Most of them were, yeah.
Okay, we'll explain. We deciphered the prophecy. There are these 7 Genesis relics. We're gonna go to the Pridmore to get one of them, but also in the Pridmore there, the Messers, who are these spy people, organization. They've been taking gnomes, dwarves, innocent people, and shipping them to the Pridmore for some reason, mining for something. And while we're there, we'd like to stop that and save those people. But it's quite a big task, and we could use some help. So, I wondered to come.
Kind of as you go around, but Hespia speaks up for the group, like, then we will follow.
Yay!
I know Chunk was working on some new weapons for us, so I don't know if he needs to be here to finish that. It would be nice.
Yeah, Gable kind of speaks up at this point. You're like, Yeah, he's the only one who can really do that here. So
We are gonna
either-
come back and go again. So we're not. We're gonna go to the Pridmore, come back, go to the next place, come back. So
So yeah, we could leave Chung here. You okay with that?
it's a lot easier. I don't.
Chung
Tali
just
doesn't.
nods. Like, yeah, okay. So if Chunk's happy to stay here and continue working on the weapons, that will be done for when you come back. The rest of us can come with you.
What about Baron?
There's an awkward pause, and then I will speak to him.
You sure? I can.
I will speak.
I'm just. Yeah. Just tell him. That this is his chance, right? To come and be a hero and save all these people in Tower Bridge. I'd hope that whatever he's dealing with isn't going to get in the way of.
He just nods.
Well, just let us know when you're ready to go. We have to go to the Five Fellows first. Gable, you're gonna come with us because we gotta go to talk to
Yes.
Butchard. So we could do
yes.
that. Come back
You
in.
can see he's like a bag full of, and it picks up this like satchel bag, and you can hear there's a lot of bottles in it. You hear this clunk
Are we
of
gonna-
glass.
We're gonna need all of them.
Oh no, I'm just. This is just what I travel with.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
There's
Ready.
no harm.
I don't know what's out there. Like I've got potions for this. And like he just starts
I mean,
listing
it's a
off certain,
pub.
like, things
Just
that are
like-
going on.
It's
That's
just a
great.
pub.
You never
Okay.
know when.
Yeah,
you might
sure.
need-
Like lotion here for in case poison ivy gets. Like he just
Nice.
pulls out this bag of like medicine and remedies for any situation.
It's
that
got
could
the
possibly occur.
lotion potion. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, ready to
Sorry.
go. You get the impression Gable doesn't go outside too much.
I love Gabe. Oh, Pebble wants to do one thing. Pebble wants to have a little tiny chat with a little Spud and say, "Hey, well, we are going. Do you want to come
Okay.
with?"
So you try and find Spud. So roll me an investigation check.
Again, please think about the logistics of bringing a pet to the swamp where there will be danger.
All right. Okay. In that case.
Just say you can bring him if you want, but he might be injured. I'm just saying, please think of that because we're going into combat.
I
We're
just-
going into a
At one
base.
point,
Don't forget, Spud is a wolf.
yeah.
Yes, but he's not
Yeah.
currently. A wolf.
At one
He's
point,
still a pet.
I want to approach Madame Morgrave, but I think Pebble's mind is more set towards adventure now. But I want to understand what happened to Spud and what powers Spud has.
Do you
or
want to do
is.
that now? You can do that now if you want.
Okay, let's do it. Because
Also, in your as you trying to find Spud, because like you're still not sure. Like as you travel around, like you've seen Spud a few times when you've been here, but you don't know where he sleeps or is most of the time.
Doesn't he
There is
turn into a statue as well?
That say like you whether
No.
Pebble's conscious or not, like
Oh,
you're
okay.
not sure like if he consciously exists or just is a statue or what's going on.
Hmm.
But while trying to wander around and find him, you sort of bump into Madame Morgrave at some
Morgrave.
point. She's like,
Hi,
Pebble, can I
hi,
help you?
hi, Madam, sir, Madam, Madam. Yeah, but she's so, militaristic that Pebble is a bit confused. Pebble is weird. I was trying to find. I was just basically trying to tell Spud. I think his name is Scream. That we are leaving and that we will be back. But actually, come to think of it, he keeps mentioning that he's a wolf, like he's this like magical, powerful creature that could, serve a good purpose in our fight against the messes and all that. Maybe? What happened?
There is a sort of smile on her face as you kind of talk about this. And she sort of like puts a hand in your back and like, let me show you something. And she leads you just to one of these statues. And around the manor there are several statues of wolves, in the same way there are several statues of ravens. Spud, as as you call him, but Scrim is the name that he was given, is a powerful spirit. In much the same way that we've been talking about aberrations recently, and you may have heard some of my conversations with Tali, in that they are the embodiment of nightmares. Nightmares given form, given flesh. Spirits. Sylvan spirits, or fey creatures, not dissimilar to yourself, they are the embodiment of human dreams and desires. When mankind was new to these worlds, the forests were deep and full of wonder, and the very manifestation of those wonders came to exist within these forests. And one of the strongest emotions and feelings mankind had was curiosity. They would chase it, hunt it, anything they were curious about. They were new to this world. And the more humans came to be curious, the stronger that spirit became. Scrim is that spirit. Scrim is the spirit of curiosity. Once a powerful wolf. Because once mankind were powerfully curious. But as mankind have grown, and especially humans, things have become more comfortable. People live in homes, stone cities, they work, spend day and day doing the same thing over and over again. Human beings have lost their curiosity. Those who spend their day living and working in a factory do not think beyond the walls they live in. They scrounge for a living, poor and destitute. Their curiosity has been squashed. Such is the industrious nature of the world we live in now. And as humanity and all of mankind's curiosity has become smaller and smaller, the power of Scrim has become smaller and smaller. And Scrim himself, once a master of the woodlands, found himself drawn to the city life, curious of what happened there. And upon entering the city, these small curiosities of the people living there transformed him into a small form, one whose thoughts were of comfort and food and very little else. That is the form you see Scrim in most commonly now.
How long did it take for Scrim to transform? Since, we are going to essentially a wild land. Would
It
it...
happened slowly, over centuries.
Ah, okay. Damn it.
That's not to say I've always maintained the hope that Scrim's true form may be revealed. It's just because it took centuries for him to become this slovenly form he has now does not mean it would take centuries for him to return if the right circumstance.
Do you
It is
think...
a complicated relationship between people and him. It is the people who have created what he is, but his own curiosity is also lessened. He got trapped within the curiosity of a city, and that slowly changed him. It is quite possible that if you were to take him further afield, maybe he would find more of who he used to be.
Do you think it will be beneficial to Scrim to come with us?
I think it would. It certainly couldn't hurt him.
Could he be useful for the purpose of what we are about to embark ourselves on? Well, I mean, no, probably.
You see, she thinks a little hard. It's like, only time will tell.
Okay.
He will be useful or he will be a hindrance, depending on which version of his nature you can bring out of him.
I
He
think...
continues to be the small, slovenly form he currently is, and then he will be as useful as a small dog will be. But if you are able to spark the curiosity within his ancient soul once again, then it may be incredibly useful to you.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take him with me, and I'm gonna take care of him, if that's okay with you, madam.
But up to me ultimately. As you say that, you feel a bump in your leg, and you look down,
Oh.
and there is a small pug there, sitting next to you, wagging his tiny tail.
Yes. Hello. And I take him like a
Pick him
potato.
up. He really wriggles into your arms.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that as you kind of appears, there is this look of it's like forlorn look in Madame Morgray's face. Of clearly this is someone who knew what Scrim used to be and is disappointed and sad by what he's become.
No!
Even in this moment where he is, you can tell that
Dogs are
Spud
so
is
cool.
very happy in the form he's in, and especially in your arms. But
Yeah.
Madame Morgrave obviously sees him as something potentially greater. Before you go though, she does as you turn to walk away, she does out of interest, you have also now learnt that Scrim is the spirit of curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
With that in mind, and she sort of gestures up to a bookcase, and you can see there's a statue of a raven up there. What do you think the Creador is the spirit of?
Impatience.
Anger? Yeah. Rage? I don't know. I don't go well with the Creador, I'm so sorry.
I'll leave you to ponder that one then.
Okay.
And she turns to walk away. Yes, bud. Anyone else want to do anything in the manor? Okie dokie. You're made to sign out as you leave, as always. You make your way across town. It's probably, just gone midday-ish at this point, or somewhere in the afternoon. The streets are as busy as always. You see, carts, wagons, horses, people moving about. And then, typical fashion, people have the wide berth around the random, very large Draken making their way through the streets. You would start to think people would get used to him wandering around, but and you make your way across town, 20 minutes or so, whatever the walk is, to Five Fellows. Anyone discussing anything on the walk, or you just sort of beelining it there?
I would have a question for Chad. So I know you how you got back, but you got back at the library. But you did have a book, like a small book, just about some fairy tales.
Oh,
Do you still
yes.
have the book?
Do I still have that?
You do have that book, yes.
I do. I didn't
Book
get
of
it.
Freshkin Fairy Tales.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. No. Of course. And Chad finds the wherever it was, inside his breastplate or whatever it was, and just absolutely hands it over.
It's one of the things where maybe it hasn't occurred to Chad yet or not. This book is also completely fine. It's not waterlogged or anything like that.
That was my next question. My next question was
much like the rest of your equipment, but it's probably when you take this book out in particular, it really occurs to you that you were drowned in water. You drowned in water, and yet no part of your equipment has had any waterlogged, water damage, nothing.
Oh.
Interesting. Very interesting.
But you do probably in this case as well. Every once in a while, you find a cobweb somewhere, and as you kind of get this book out of your pouch or pocket, whatever, you do have some cobwebs.
I don't like that.
Mystery cobwebs. That's what we want. But yeah, no, absolutely, yeah. I would have expected this to be at least a little damp, but yeah, there you go.
Strange, but I'm glad. Tali is glad that it's not.
Yes.
You do anything with that book
What
right
did
now,
you-
Tali? While you're
I
walking?
mean, she kind of wants to walk and read, but is that really a thing that should like kind of
You
awkwardly?
could do it,
like,
but you can't pay attention to where you're going.
Can we like read a little bit, look back, and make sure we're going the right way? Like like
Yeah, sure.
we won't get through that much, but like she just wants to have a bit of a peruse.
Chad will see that you're trying to read and to walk at the same time, and will offer his arm to so he can guide you around like that.
Pavel cringes.
I don't know. I feel like
How
she
does
would
the
just.
rest of the party react?
She just she looks at Chad and you it's very she doesn't understand what she's supposed to do with this. Like she genuinely doesn't understand what this is. She's like,
She goes,
I like the idea that maybe you put the book on his arm, like he's like a book rest.
yeah, I'm like, or like she holds holds his elbow. It's like, thank you.
like Playmobil hand, like clunk, attached
Like she's
now.
just confused.
Yes.
Or if you could, make sure we could get if you know the way to the Five Fellows. If you could just handle that, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we've done it.
No, it was the whole thing of you could. It's fine. No, it's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Sorry? Did I do something? Okay.
Fantastic.
We just.
Bevel takes
Enjoy.
Chad's arm for no reason. No.
Yes. Go on.
Why not?
Don't back out. Go on.
La, 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 la. Bevel just wants to please everyone.
Good stuff, Pebble. Good.
But yeah, does Tali actually attempt to read any of the book while you're
A
walking?
little bit, like I don't actually know how. I don't know if she knows any of these stories.
We don't really.
Yeah.
Yeah, you flick through the book and you find a story that says titled "The Spotted Dog." And it's like, oh, this is pleasant enough.
Is the spotted dog a pug by any chance?
Pugs
don't
don't
know.
have spots.
Alvin, just roll me a perception
Well,
check for like,
sometimes
how
you do.
well you can read this book while walking.
Okay. A perception check, sorry, you say?
Yes. Just waving to Will's camera.
I thought you were taking like a selfie of the thing, but no, you're taking a picture
I've got
of
to
the
take nice
backdrop.
I've got to take nice pictures of my guitars, and there's all
Yeah, fair
light
enough.
on the wall.
It's very lovely. I think Verity is getting blinder and blinder by the minute. But it's lovely. That color is.
I mean, I picked a good spot where it doesn't get in my eyes.
Yeah, you've
Yeah.
got the right
Yes.
perfect
Yeah.
line.
Just in between.
True.
I got a 50.
15. You managed to get through some of it. Not all of it.
Yeah, it's
while
okay.
reading.
She's just excited. She's just she
Yeah.
just wants to read it, and she's like, I can't wait. I'm gonna read a little bit now.
Yeah.
Even though it's really impractical, and she probably doesn't read very much.
Yeah, so you kind of get through a bit of her. You see a bit that says, like, walking one day in the fields near her home, she saw a strange spotted dog. You seem to know her. You haven't read the beginning. Like, you kind of weirdly align in the middle of this book somewhere. She met her a second time and decided when she next went out to take a friend with her. Again, she saw it, her friend did not. And then at this point, you kind of hit a stone on the road and you realise you shouldn't be walking and reading at the same time.
But can I?
Jesus.
You continue to read.
What happened on the third day?
Yes.
On
It's
the third
important.
day, no, it's still on the second day. So when she had
Oh.
a friend with her, she looks and the dog has turned into her husband.
What? And it's audible. She's just like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Why?
Like we're just the rest of the party is just minding our own business, and then Tali is like, her dog turned into her
No,
husband.
she's just audibly confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't help. You keep reading like, who told her to be ready at a certain time when he would fetch her. And you're like, what is going on? Like,
I love how this book is gonna be like Tali's like next, Netflix binge basically.
yeah, very conveniently, I bought this book recently. Which is
Oh, nice! Wow, that's lovely. That looks
Get
beautiful.
reading, Adam.
Yeah, it's a book of actual English folk tales, but like really
Nice.
obscure ones. So this is called
Fair.
The Spotted Dog.
Good.
So, You
It's
continue
okay.
reading the story.
She kind of like, she kind of gives up and sort of like just has a bit of a flick through, but she's like, I can't read it. I need to just sit down.
Mm-mm.
Yes. Yeah, you kind of realize the story seems to make no real sense where it goes, and you get confused, and like you're like, I'll come to this later when I can read it properly.
Yes, put it in her back.
Yes. But you can't help but wonder about this story about this weird dog that appears and changes shapes, and knowing that you have this pug walking near you
Yeah, it's a little bit
apparently
disconcerting.
was a wolf.
Yeah, wolves can be spotted. No, not really. Maybe.
I looked at Spud.
Yeah, like very sus. Oh,
Walking
I
along,
love,
wagging his
I
tail
love
next to
bugs.
Yeah, you also can't help but think like, oh no, not this dog again. We're taking this dog again into danger.
Oh no, but he's the best.
Does while you're walking, does Pebble explain to anyone else, by the way, that Spud is
Oh yeah, I would
a
have.
spirit of curiosity?
And I would have turned on the speak with animals, so I can communicate with Spud. Well, no, so I can hear what Spud says. So first, I mean, with Spud's permission in a private setting before starting this tiny journey, I would go like, oh, so the spirit of curiosity, huh? Why didn't you say so earlier?
He's just like, I tried to tell you, I told you I was a wolf. I told you.
Wolf doesn't automatically equal the spirit of curiosity, but okay.
There's a confused look at his face like, oh yeah, I guess it doesn't.
Yeah, so no, yeah, I would tell everyone like, yes, I had a chat with Madame Morgrave, and we think that, you know, maybe Spud here might be full of surprises when we go with him out of the, you know, out of a place where people have become very sedentary, just to restore his, you know, his curiosity back, his power back. Maybe, but she also mentioned that he might be a hindrance.
Well, I mean, how are you gonna make sure he doesn't get lost? Or
I can carry him
you
here.
won't be able to cast
Bonk.
any spells.
No, I can just put Spud in my on my head, literally. It's fine. I can put him in a backpack or something. We'll figure it out.
Okay, as long as you've thought about it, so it's fine if he comes along. I just want, you know, it's not gonna be safe where we're going. So I just want you to think about that, because his life is in your hands. You've taken responsibility.
It's a spirit.
So is he already dead?
Or can
he die?
Shit starts dawning on Pebble. Pebble's like, fine.
Okay. I'm sure it will be. Charlie just wants to make sure you've thought about it.
I love him a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why you need to make sure he's safe.
I don't know what to do. Okay, let's go to the chart.
Well, it's a bit late now because we're bringing him.
I mean, we're going to the chart and then back, so I can drop.
Well, we don't have to go back.
Oh, okay.
We can regroup with the other.
Cool. It'll be.
Also, Pebble, if you've told Madame Mulgrave you're gonna take Spud on a journey so that you could try and get him to restore to his former self, you can't then return him an hour later.
Okay.
You've made a choice, Pebble, and that's okay. And it might be a great choice because, you know, he might get back to his old self. But by making this choice, because he's currently a dog.
Spud.
You have to be responsible for him. You have to take care of him.
I want to learn how to take care of him.
So just make sure you figure out is he gonna walk in the swamp? Because also he might fall into the swamp. Is he gonna carry him? Just have a think about it, okay? And
I can enlarge him. No, that wouldn't work.
not a long-term solution.
Yeah. Okay.
Just you can think about it, and then we can, you know, we're happy to sound it, you know, like be a sounding board. Just want you to think about it.
Yes. Pebble's terrified at the moment. about the consequences of his own choices.
You wanted this.
And Tali is not
I
letting you
love
judge
it.
him.
Unai
You
loves
have
it.
to, you've
Fellow
made a
hates
choice
it.
and you have to
You've
take responsibility for
undertaken-
this.
It's
Undertaken a
nice.
sacred quest to restore
You know,
Fae's
it's a-
spirit to
it's
its
a
former
lesson.
glory.
It's a lesson for a kid like Pebble. It's good.
You know it very much so, yeah.
Also, what about Tisk? Well, today might not be the day for it. Next session, I'll
Yeah.
try to contact Tisk again.
Good one.
We'll need to call Sylvester, but yes.
Sorry?
Yes.
We gotta call the guy who's gonna pay us.
Yeah.
But to Burchard first.
You arrive back at the Five Fellows.
Go in. Well, Tali goes in.
Yeah. This time of day, the pub is open for actual business, and you can see that, as always, there are 4 to 3 patrons in the pub,
Wow.
Great.
the regulars. Which is, a busy day for the
Oh,
midday
God, yeah.
of the Five Fellows. So. But yes, Pachard is not currently there. You see Tiog, this orcish woman who's been helping out, is behind the bar at the moment, and has been obviously looking after the bar while Pachard recovers.
So like, hi.
Welcome back.
Thanks for just gestures. You doing okay? Is everything good?
Bit weird being on this side of the bar instead of that side of the bar, but getting used to the perks. And you can see she picked up a drink she's poured herself and just has a
No.
drink.
Nice.
Good.
Cheers.
Plain.
Is Burchard around?
Yeah, I think the old man's upstairs at the moment in his office.
Oh. We're just gonna go see.
Yeah. I'm told you have the run of the place, so go ahead.
Also,
Yeah.
it just dawned on me by looking at the mirror thing. Wait, now the pub now has like 2 hench people, no?
Mhm.
Then we
Yes.
I've had a
nice.
whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I got. They're still being in the process. Like some of this is still being applied and verified and hired and stuff. But yes, you do have
Neat.
Ian, the spellcaster.
I think I
forgot
was gonna gen.
Yes, you were gonna make
Yeah.
that one. We'll
Yeah,
figure that out.
Yeah, fair enough.
We had a long
Well,
Christmas
it's,
break between that.
yeah.
So, and then the whole dungeon thing. That's a good point. Good. Thank you for reminding me. So yeah, anyway, you head upstairs to Burchard. You find him in his office.
She'll grab Gable.
Yes, Gable comes up. It's like, well, as you pull him upstairs. I don't know why.
Gently, not like
Yeah.
just.
You can see like Gable was kind of distracted. Like you're not sure how outside he's been,
Yeah.
but he's like looking around at all these
Yeah.
people. You thought like pull him out of a
It's
stupor.
okay, Gable. Come on.
Oh, okay.
It's just a pub.
Yeah.
Get over it. Yeah.
Like, you see his staff only side. You can see he's apprehensive.
No, come on.
But
Look,
staff.
we live here.
Okay.
We,
Am I
we
in
live.
that?
You're
Oh,
our
okay.
guest.
Do I need? He's gonna point to Teal like, do I need permission?
I mean, if it make you feel better, Tali can. Tiag, is it fine? I know it's fine, but he's nervous. Is it okay if
Teal looks at
Comes-
Gable like, who is he?
he's a friend?
Then
Yeah.
fine.
See?
Okay, good. Gable notices me, seems more relaxed.
If it makes
I
you
love-
feel better,
I
Tali
love
will ask
Gable.
permission. It's okay.
Comes up the stairs with you.
Great.
Like, weirdly looking around like he doesn't
It's
know what's
okay.
gonna
It's
happen.
just a house, basically.
Mhm.
Have you ever been in a building outside of the academy?
Been in buildings,
Just-
perhaps make me a little nervous.
Why?
Don't want to get into it right now.
Okay. Well, it's perfectly
Ooh.
safe.
Okay.
Continues up the stairs.
Yeah, he follows you. Still kind of like darting his eyes around as he goes.
It's okay.
You make your way up to. It's not obviously quite. There's a sort of upper dining room type area which is rarely used, and then there's the sort of back rooms which corridor that kind of like runs around the entire circumference of the pub, and one of the first stops is Burchard's office.
Yeah, not.
Yeah, the door's actually a little bit open anyway, but you knock on it all
No,
the
no.
same. Yeah. You hear a yeah, come in. As you kind of approach, you see that Burchard had fallen asleep behind his desk.
Sorry, Bouchard.
What do you mean sorry? I was just doing important paperwork. And you see sort of shuffle some
Oh,
paperwork on his
yeah,
desk.
yeah. Well, sorry for disturbing your important paperwork.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly. No problem at all. Good to see you back. Did Chad find you?
Yes. Wait. We know. Yeah, because he. Okay.
Yeah.
We know. He did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because he thought you were in, and then we made breakfast. And did you get your breakfast?
Yes. We did.
Good.
Thanks.
Oh.
What can I do for you?
Oh well. First we just wanted to pop in and say hello.
And then
We've
at
been
this point, he
okay.
kind of clocks Gable, who's kind of still standing behind his.
Yes. This is Gable. He's a friend of ours.
Gable's sort of like,
Um,
hi.
He's a little.
Good Child's like, hi.
He's just a little nervous. It's okay. But yeah, well, so we wanted to say hi, but also so you know when you were taken,
Yeah.
have you felt any difference since you've been back?
Still a bit tired. Haven't quite recovered. Bad enough.
That's
You know, walking's been hard at the best of times because the old he sort of hits this wooden peg leg.
Yeah.
But yeah, been a little shaky on it recently. Why?
Tali's gonna sit down at this point. She's gonna Gable.
Looks like he's not a doctor, is he?
No.
I'm not sick. I'm on the mend. Like,
Well,
you
hold on.
don't-
Let just
you have to
sit
worry
down.
about
Sit
it.
down. Look, Bouchard. Look. So, do you remember?
But I ain't paying
Dimitri-
for no
Do
medicine.
you remember
like, no.
Dimitri, Bouchard?
Yeah. What's he got to do about it?
Well, you know how he had this like grey sort of skin, the grey mark. I think you told me it was, right?
Yeah. That stuff in his arms from
Yeah,
working with
yeah.
Ica in the factories. Yeah.
Well, the people who took you also had that, and Tali doesn't know how, but I think you might have caught it a little bit, just a very little bit.
Good.
Right.
But it's okay, and this is where Gable comes in because we spoke to Gable about this, and we're pretty sure we figured out like a cure that will stop it from getting any worse. It's just a teeny little bit behind your ear. I didn't say anything because I didn't want you to worry. You need to be resting.
You see
And-
him like
and-
kind of like put your hand behind me, like.
And I knew Tali thought we could get a cure, and then we would just tell you, and then be like, "But here's the cure, so you don't have to worry, and you can keep resting, and it'll be okay." So I'm totally sorry for not telling you earlier, but it was more important that you rest and you didn't worry about it because we were handling.
Right. A little confused. Sorry, you're saying I wasn't around any Ica.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any Ica there. Like I'm sorry.
Tali doesn't know.
I mean, I'm not a doctor type. I don't really understand how it all works, but like.
Is there like a mirror there? Because he can see
No mirror in this
himself.
room. Like there's some like picture.
Oh, sorry,
mean,
Pebble
we-
is not there.
I
Reading
mean,
this,
you
so-
can be
You could
there.
be.
Uh,
No one stops
okay.
you from arriving.
I think Tali have a mirror.
I mean, you have a glaive that's shiny. Like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll
we
do.
do that. Okay, first.
Here, let me cure you.
Yes!
What a cure.
I don't know, Gable, do you have any ideas how, like, I mentioned this to you, he wasn't actually around any.
Gable sort of awkward, like, would you mind if I take a look at it? But just like, not really sure what it is. Yeah, where you gonna look? It's like just around the ear. Gable slowly approaches and has an inspection himself. Medicine check for Gable. That's pretty high. Gable kind of like, it's really weird, awkwardly now. Despite the nervousness, now he's getting really awkwardly close to Burchard. You see Burchard is kind of being put off, like, well, alright. But Gable sort of like pokes at it and looks around, kind of stares inside the ear and things like that. my only thought is, I don't really know much about it. Again, it's all we know is like, 'cause you also found that old tome that called it something else. I can't remember off the top of my head now.
Yes.
But there was like an older name for it, and it was
Yeah.
still thought to be about exposure to Ica and a punishment of the gods as well, very brutally
Yeah,
described as such.
yes.
But like, I don't really understand how. Like, your only known cause of it is exposure to Ica, but how would you get?
Hang on.
You said that other people that these agents had. What did they look like?
Well, hang on. Okay. The guy that took Butchard had a woman.
What?
Hmm?
Worm?
Yeah, I think it's called a Meisel.
Butcher's like, wait, you saying there's a worm in me?
No. Well, I just if you
Sounds
went
like
around any
digging
hang on,
around
just hang
it,
on,
like
hold on,
fingers
hold
in
on.
his ears. Like,
Hang on. Look, if you weren't exposed to any Ica,
I got
and
tested.
and the only patch of the grey mark is around your ear, could they have put something in your ear? They might not have, but could you?
They did a lot of weird fucking shit to me. I wasn't
Okay.
conscious the whole time. Like, could they have done that? Like, you can see he's panicking a bit now. Like,
Oh.
again,
No,
trying,
it's
like,
okay.
listen.
Look, it's
things
fine.
in the ears,
It's
like,
okay. It's fine.
It's just you said there's something in my
It's
ear.
okay. Just
Stop
no.
fucking
Just
smacking
stop,
this.
Chad. It's okay. we're just talking about brainstorming.
How
Can
would
we
I
check
know?
for it, Gable?
Detect magic?
And do we? Well, yeah, I can cast detect magic, but do we? I don't remember the people who had the worms in their ears. I don't quite remember any. Yes.
So Gable does suggest it magic. Like, I mean, the worms are magic, right? Like,
I
we
think
could
so.
sort of
Okay,
detect
I'll
it being
just
magic.
do that. I'll do that.
Yeah.
We can just do it now. I'll just cast it. No ritual casting it because my child's panicking.
Yeah.
I can't wait 10 minutes.
Okay. That's that magic.
Yes.
You get a few pings on obviously
Gable's
various,
bag.
Gable's bag, yeah. And
Nice.
Pebble's nearby. Pebble obviously glows.
And Spud as well.
Spud.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But there is a ping from inside Burchard's head.
There is.
Mhm.
Ay, ay, ay. Spicy. So what's gonna happen? I mean,
Far in his head.
It's not about like about in line with his eye.
That's far. That's really
it
far.
is far. I wonder if, I mean, this is like I don't know, I'm just trying to help somehow. I wonder if I vortex warp the chart, that's gonna leave the
Can you
worm.
vortex warp the worm?
No, because I have to see them, and I don't know if it's touch based. One sec.
No, it's not touch based, but you have to see it.
See, okay. But if I vortex warp the chart, there's no implicit guarantee that the worm will go with.
You have to try it. You wouldn't know.
Yeah. Or gaseous form. Gaseous. How do you say that?
No one's going into Bachard's head. No.
Darn
Because
it.
if you turn back inside his head, you will kill him.
Ooh.
It's also the point of like, there's nothing you could do about it. Like, you might be able to find it, but you couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
Because
I was like,
gaseous form
okay.
can't interact with anything. So
So.
it's a terrifying concept. Don't do
I
that.
love
Please
it.
That's like some boys shit.
Yeah.
Sorry. But I like it. No, I can turn Burchard into gas.
Oh, it's also true.
That's better. Because gaseous. Okay.
Can I have a quick sidebar with Gable?
Yeah.
Because I don't think I want to. Yeah, just a real quick, just give us 1 second. You go out the room, or just somewhere that just. 1 second.
But I was like, alright.
Just need to ask. Just a question. Okay, Gable.
Gable, you pull Gable out of the room like, wait, what did you see?
So there's a worm in his head.
Oh no.
So I don't know if the potion we made gonna do anything because he doesn't seem to have. I mean, maybe it also give him the grey mark. I don't know. I don't know if the worm or if he has both. Is there any harm to give it to him? Will it make the worm go out of his ear? We have to be careful. I don't know. Can we remove
I mean,
the worm?
I'm guessing
Is it just the
is-
worm that I found in his head?
Yeah.
But
And
can
does
you-
that come out? Because it came out when the lady died.
Yep. That's the only time you've seen them come out.
Great.
Or alternatively, you saw the vital controller in Splint's head kind of died itself. and
Yeah,
that
but that's a
killed
different
Splint.
thing. I don't want that's
It's a different
that's
thing,
but
but-
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Oh no! Do we think it does the same thing?
I don't know. I've not interacted with these things. You've seen them, I haven't. But maybe it's related to Ica in some way, and maybe that's why it's causing the green mark.
Okay, what's it?
Or
Maybe.
maybe like it like
maybe.
produces Ica, or I don't know.
Maybe. But do you think it's still worth giving him the potion?
It can't hurt. It'll either
Can I not?
best
So-
case scenario get rid of the worm, worst case scenario gets rid of the green mark being caused by the worm.
But I don't know. So okay, there was also a guy who had a thing in his eye, and then when we tried to interrogate him, like it killed him, sort of. And I don't know if the
God.
worms are like that either, because the only time I've ever seen one come out of somebody is when they were dead.
Do we know why they put the worms in people's heads?
Oh, they can like
Spy.
communicate. Like the person with the controller can hear. Is it hear? The person who has the worm in there.
You here is what you think. Yeah.
Hmm. Not see, just hear.
I mean, they can converse. I think. Maybe.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Do you think people have been talking to him?
No, not talking to him, but listening through him.
Oh, okay. All right, that's what we know. Wait,
So
and-
do not say anything around him. Just really, yeah. Don't.
I don't know how to deal with this situation.
Okay, well, neither do
We
I,
tried a
Gable.
potion. I get that. I'm just saying, I was trying to cure a disease. I didn't expect
No,
to.
I know. It's not your fault. It's
That's
just,
fake.
I
You're
didn't.
getting
I
that.
didn't think about this until right now.
I say we try the potion. I hope for the best.
How many
But if
potions
the
do you have?
worm dies, could it? If they can control it, could they kill him? Gable, this is our friend.
If I had the worm, I might be able to try to identify it or something. I don't know.
We have a worm,
What?
I think.
Another one?
Try to pop the head back in. Chad, come here for a second. Sorry, but Chad, just for a second.
Yep.
I do gotta leave
Hello,
the room.
hi.
This is so mischievous.
is like-
oh.
Charlie, I'm starting to get a bit.
No,
What's going on?
No, it's okay. It's a different thing. We just need to chat for a minute.
Can't leave me hanging.
Hi. Yeah,
I'm not.
yeah.
No. Pebble, it's fine. You got Pebble. You got. Yeah, Chad. Do we have the worm downstairs? That was in my head. Please say yes.
Yes.
Are you lying?
No.
Okay, good. Let's go.
Provided nobody has gone in there and thought
Okay.
to look under a
I have an
bucket.
idea.
Okay.
An
But we
idea.
didn't because we did tell people it was off limits, that place, the basement.
Oh, but
Let's go
We told
look,
them.
shall we?
let's
And
go
Charlie
and
was
look.
like, but Chad, we're just gonna, we have to go get something, but we'll be back in a minute.
Alright.
Just don't worry about it. It's okay.
The more you say don't worry about it, the more I get worried. You
No,
realise
it's
that, Charlie?
okay. It's really, it's fine. We just needed to go check something.
Make a persuasion check. And yeah, the thing about like you told people not to go in the basement, like, would that stop you guys? No.
Yeah, but
That would make us want to go in there more, wouldn't it?
It's like a 7.
A 7.
Hmm.
Tell you what, why don't I come with you?
No, Bertrand, please sit down. You gotta rest. Bertrand, you have to rest.
No,
Yes.
I'm
You're oh
fully stretching my legs anyway. I'll
No,
come
no,
with
no,
you.
you don't need to do that, Chad. He's the rest, right, Chad? He's the rest.
oh god, I love this.
You definitely need to rest.
Definitely
I'm
need
gonna
to
roll a
rest. It's
persuasion.
much better if you sit down. Or
Persuasion
just
check
walk
as
around
well.
the room.
You can roll persuasion with disadvantage though, Chad, because Charlie's already failed one, so you can't just keep
Oh
rolling.
god damn. Where's it 12?
That's still pretty good.
Yeah, right, you two are worrying me now, right? What's going on? He starts coming out the room to
Okay,
leave the hallway.
fine. Let's just go to the. Come on.
He follows you. He is slower than you, though. Notably.
It's okay.
So you can, if you wanted to, you can get away from him.
No, Tali's not.
Okay.
She's
He
resigned
follows you.
herself that he's gonna have to just come along on this journey with us.
So you all make your way to the basement.
Tali does.
Yeah. So you make your way downstairs again, through the pub into the kitchen. Once again, Gable stops when you go to the kitchen. Like,
Oh,
"Is
it's
this
okay.
okay?" And he seems awkwardly as he enters the kitchen, looks around
Yes.
again. You see Helga.
Yes.
Hey,
Machine.
Helga.
What's up? I don't know if Pebble is here or not, but
Yeah, you're here. I think
Great
pretty much all
sound.
of you are
It's
here.
okay.
Everyone is here.
Yeah.
oh, nice.
And then you make your way to the trap door on the ladder going down. It's like, where are you guys going? Like, you know I can't
We
go
just
down
need to
there,
go
right?
down here.
Yeah, well, I can't go down there. He puts the peg leg. Like, the ladder don't work for me.
Oh.
So I'll be here. Just whatever. It just sort of takes a seat on a bench nearby the
I could
trap
help
door.
you down if you want.
Yeah, but then you gotta help me up, and that's undignified. Whatever. You're muted, Will. Somehow.
I'm not.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not muted.
Back in.
Now you're
Am I
not.
here?
You're
Yes,
fine.
you
You're
are.
here now.
I wasn't muted.
That's
I
weird.
just muted myself and then unmuted myself.
Weird.
Ah.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, totally fine, Butchie. Yeah, no, fine. He can just sit here. Doesn't have to go on the ladder. That's fine, isn't it?
He looks at you all very suspiciously. Like he's not going to do
We
anything.
promised we would come clean with you. We just need to look at.
So anyway, you make your way down to the basement. Gable following you down this rickety ladder.
Detect magic's up for 10 minutes.
Yep.
Oh,
Do I see the ping?
You do see the ping as you approach the ping
Very
from
nice.
the bucket that's still
Okay.
sat there
Right.
with like a brick on top of it.
What? School of Magic.
It's not really a school of magic.
Okay. Do I get any
magic-
info from having detect magic up on the
The
creature?
only thing you'd get from it is very much the same as what's coming from inside Butchai's head is aberration.
nice.
Oh, it's just an aberration. Or is
It
aberration
isn't.
magic?
Aberration.
Oh! I'm getting my book out! Have a look at my book!
Roll me an investigation check because you
Okay.
can scroll through.
Chad, show Gable.
Pebble's like, what's up with you and books?
Okay.
Lately. Jesus.
Yeah. So, Gable, there's a bucket. Is the bucket there?
The bucket's there and it has a brick on top of it.
It's got the brick on there. Okay. Gable, there's this bucket here. It's got the brick on it. It's inside there. Be very careful. Do you have any kind of like? Don't worry, it's fine. It's fine. I'm sure
Everything
we
is
don't
fine. Be
need it.
very careful.
It's all good. And Chad's gonna
We
very
just close the
carefully.
trap door. We just close. I don't want it to go up because
You're
I don't
ma-
want
you're-
it to be able to
You're
leave.
making me nervous.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Talia is
I-
sorry. Talia will explain when Talia has more information.
You better. You close the trap door.
So wait. We're trying to figure out whether extracting or killing somehow
We
the
need
bug.
some more information on this
well,
work
yeah,
because I
okay,
don't want
fair.
Rudyard to die. I'm looking at my book. I got 14 on that. Sticky.
14. You skim through the book. It helps that you have the name Miserworm in mind because you can obviously search for Miserworm. And you do find a Miserworm. Miserworm is a small section. It actually seems to be more almost like closer to like a well-defined kind of aberration.
Mm.
There are written things about it that seem to suggest that this is almost like a. It doesn't use the word man-made, but almost seems like an somewhat like magic casters created these things by twisting aberrations, and that's why they're almost like clearer defined than other aberrations.
Oh.
But essentially, it was a creature crafted out of the fear of someone stealing your secrets.
That makes total sense.
Hmm.
It's an earworm. As well. It's catchy.
Anything else about it?
Yeah, like nightmares of people eavesdropping conversations and things like that. Like, it is that made incarnate. There isn't much else about it. No, it talks about how they are connected through this sort of like weird bio network, And it says there are rumors of a Mysel controller, something that connects them, but there doesn't seem to be any information about a Mysel controller that you can see. So.
But it has nothing else on how it works or.
Whether the
No.
host
It
dies.
talks about its powers and it talks about the powers that you are aware of. It doesn't seem to suggest anything about it killing anyone or anything similar like that.
Cool.
Let Gabriel have a look.
It warns against putting him in your head. 'Cause,
I mean,
Yeah, but what happens
Oh,
if you do that?
It talks about how, like, although if multiple people had in multiple words at once, you could communicate telepathically, you also don't know who else is listening.
Oh, okay, wait. So the chat can theoretically receive some command through the Mysel.
Mhm.
It's not just for spying on the chat. It might also be for controlling the chat.
Essentially.
Okay.
Oh,
Can Gabriel
Okay.
look at worm?
So, Chad, you retrieve the bucket.
Retrieve the bucket. Is there
Oh,
anything that I could like slide under the bucket?
Probably there isn't like pieces of paper, unfortunately, but you could like your shield could go under it. So if you sort of lift it up slightly as you
Yeah.
go, there's nothing quite so
Good
thin.
idea.
The problem is you're on like a ground that is a bit rough. So
Yeah,
the shield is probably
yeah.
best.
Just gonna do that with the shield. Take the brick off and
Yeah.
sort of lift it up like that.
Yeah.
Turn it up the other way and kind of
Sorry.
look in a little bit like that and trying not to get too close.
Oh wait!
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have it prepared.
So as you like look at the bucket, roll me a perception check.
I literally have the perfect spell for this, and I don't have it prepared because I didn't think it would be doing this.
10.
10.
Ooh.
You look in the bucket
Oh no!
and you don't see it.
Oh, crawling up the
Like,
Dad,
you
do
can-
not look at the bucket! Don't look.
You
Don't
kind of
look
open
at
up the bucket more, and like it's not in the bucket.
It's not in here.
No.
But wait, didn't we
And
do
you're-
this before? And it was like
Last time it was
right
at the
up
top of the bucket. It's not at the top of the bucket now. But
Yeah.
you do think about that as I don't think a 12 hits your armor class, and you just look to your side and you realize it's now attached to your shield,
Of
and
course.
it jumps somehow from your shield towards your face. But you
Of
manage to get
course.
it back in the bucket.
Oh!
Of course.
Can I put it in the
I hit it back
net?
into the bucket.
Yeah, you get it back in the bucket. Go dong.
I have a net.
Dong.
The problem is it would fit for the holes in the net.
Yeah, that's
It's
fine.
like this big. It's like a slug.
Yeah, that's
Or
fine.
a leech, more specifically.
This is terrifying. I'm gonna remove
So-
it.
What do we need? What do we do? Do you just need to
Okay.
see this?
I need to hold it.
Oh no!
No,
You need
no,
to
no.
Yeah, but that's not a good idea.
We can make that happen. Probably not a great idea, but we can make that happen.
Okay, wait. Maybe put it back down. Maybe we need to wait.
Maybe we need
Like
to
maybe
dissect it.
maybe we're not. Maybe we. Do I have a spell for this?
Do you have stuff for this?
I mean, I have magic circle, which is kind of almost there. I don't have it prepared though. But I have a sleep.
Um,
I have sleep.
oh, nice. I have enlarged so that he can enter.
Make it bigger, we can
Just-
wrestle it.
Although technically, it doesn't work on aberrations though, because it's
No, yeah, no. I was.
because that's its type.
kidding.
isn't it?
No, I think sleep is. sleep doesn't work, or
No,
not.
no, no.
Work.
It's this thing is an aberration. Magic circle doesn't work on aberration.
Ah, damn it.
But sleep
What about
probably
sleep?
Work. Probably work. So
Can
basically,
we
what
put
I think
we
it's a
have
great
to
idea.
sleep?
potentially it seems to be a
Because
creature.
it's probably pretty squishy, right?
So what we'd have to do is obviously open it quickly and cast sleep on it before it was do anything.
But also, it might put other people to sleep depending on the roll.
It's fine. I mean, we'll roll with the bunches. Let's.
But that's not how sleep works. Sleep is you roll a bunch of dice and then you start in lowest HP order. People
The
go
thing
to
about
sleep.
sleep is you can use an action to shake someone awake, so it's not. Really
That's
a
fair.
problem.
That's fair.
So
Mm,
it's
Um,
negligible to the point where I don't care. So yes, if you want to do that, Christina,
It's-
obviously just momentarily disappear.
just she says just one moment.
And look,
It's
look.
gonna be fine.
Look. If we really have no other option, I think. What Tali thinks Tali can try and banish it,
What does that mean?
to send it back to wherever aberrations come from. Because they don't come from this
From
plane.
whence it came.
Yes. It doesn't come from this plane of existence, I don't believe. So I could just send it back. And if it is from this plane of existence, it will come back, but it will come back in the nearest unoccupied space. Which
Which
is
is
not Burchard's
right there.
head.
Yeah. Unoccupied. Very good.
So that might work as a bit of a long shot.
I think that's We just have to we just have to understand whether removing the worm causes any damage to the child. That's like the thing.
So, do you want to go try and put it to sleep?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we
So
find
what
that has
I'm
like 100 HP. And
Maybe.
it's chunky.
So what I need. So you need to coordinate basically Chad and Christina here.
Can I be a horrible person and ask how long does it take to cast sleep?
It's an instant. It's an action.
If it's instant, we are golden. Alright,
Yeah.
fantastic.
It's a combat spell, basically.
Very
It's
cool.
instant.
Very
That's not a
cool.
problem. Not a concern. So yeah, Chad, you basically stand ready with the bucket and the shield ready to open up. Christina, you start the casting of the spell. What I'm gonna need from you, Christina, is an initiative roll. And you're gonna try and beat the Miser Worm's initiative to see if you can get the spell off before it does something.
Right, guidance.
Okay.
Yes, you can go into Christina.
Oh, I'm gonna guidance Christina. You get extra D4 to your roll.
Woo. Bear with. Oh, I decided to. Never mind. Yep. I'm gonna roll initiative.
Go for it.
6.
6.
Plus a D4.
Plus
though.
a D4.
That's a D4.
Oh, nice.
Oh wait, I can give the thingy where people get advantage on their initiative. I can
Initiative?
give that
Let's
to them.
do
Yeah,
it.
okay, so let's do that as well. So okay, so do the
I can't.
D4, then roll another
I gift
initiative
it
check.
to you. Yes.
Okay, so
Aww.
I rolled a 6. I rolled a 3 on the D4.
Now roll
Roll
another initiative check. See
again.
which, yeah, better roll than the first initiative.
14.
14.
So 14
So
plus the
17.
D4
Yeah.
then. Plus 3.
Yes.
17.
17.
Lovely.
Yeah, that'll beat the natural 1 it rolled.
Whatever. Okay.
Amazing.
We have to be sure. This could be a very bad ending if it goes wrong.
Yeah.
And so, Chad, you whip over the thing, you watch as the miser one tries to jump, and then sort of just, as the way you move the bucket, you just basically catch it back in the
bonk.
bucket again. Just bong.
Just a
And then
tennis ball at this
Christina,
point.
you cast sleep. There's like puff of energy. Like kind of focused in the bucket to the point where Chad, you get a blast of it in the face. Actually, Verity, roll me the dice involved in sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, this is.
I'll tell you to roll a number of D8s.
Oh, Gable, you have a minute.
Is it?
You do.
Roll. Oh.
It won't.
You have to
That's only-
see. You have to read it in the spell description.
Yeah, it's in the spell description.
It's 5d8 on the first level. Second level. Sorry.
Hmm.
Oh, but I'm
And
only
it-
a level 2 wizard.
That doesn't change anything, so it's still level 1
If you
spell.
cast it at first level, it's 5.
5d8.
Yeah. That's.
Well, 5
Is it worth casting it on at a higher level, or is it
No.
just?
No.
I'll tell you now, no.
Hmm.
The Miser
Well-
one has 1 HP. You have put it to sleep. I'm trying to work out right now. I'm trying to work out right now if you're putting
anyone
Chad to
else goes
sleep.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay, so I roll a d8 5 times.
Yes. And tell me what the total number is.
That's a lot of.
You can just
Guys.
select 5 and roll.
To be fair, I'm not sure
23.
you can. How much?
23.
23 times. That's not higher than your HP, is it, Chad? I don't think so.
No.
You got like 70 something. Yeah.
Not
So,
even
Good.
close.
so Chad, you get this kind of wave of lethargy going through your face. Like, ugh.
You
Ugh.
feel for the next 5 minutes of the stream, you have to speak a little bit dizzy. Just
Yeah.
that.
You have a big yawn.
Yeah.
And trepidationally, like, oh
Yeah, but you have a
god,
minute.
oh god.
Buckets
have a
are
minute.
heavy.
You have a minute.
He puts his hand in the bucket, like, oh god, it's squishy.
Yes, you have a minute. Come on.
We know.
But he casts Identify, which I think is it a minute
Oh,
or
this
it
is gold.
action?
Better not be a minute.
Come
If it takes a
on,
minute.
Deep Beyond.
It's gonna be fantastic.
Casting time 1 minute. So he's straight in there, like you can see him like reeling off the incantations, like like trying to gross his way through it. And then there was like this bright white light on his eyes. And
Nice.
it's like, oh god! He lets go. He's like, it's moving! Put the thing back on! Put the thing back on!
Chad is like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like slam the bucket down, bang.
You slam it down before anything more can happen. Gabe was like, oh, it's so gross.
He's gonna get grey mark in here.
Yeah,
Just
like
see
this grey slime.
Yeah, but I wouldn't.
No!
No, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
You quickly precipitation and
Yeah,
goes
you're not
away.
precipitation into the game. Like, come on.
So gross.
Thank you.
You've been very brave, Gable.
Don't feel brave.
Oh, I love Gable.
Um,
He's the best.
he
What
puts
do
a
you-
hand on your shoulder, Tali, like, do you know restorative magic?
Yes. Some.
You need to use restorative magic. It'll force the worm out of his head.
Okay, like
Lesser
like
restoration.
a what? Like a. Oh, I see.
Lesser?
Mhm.
So it's not as much a big deal as I thought it would.
The bigger deal is knowing that someone has one.
Yeah.
Lesser restoration.
Okay.
It'll force it out of his head, and then the potion will work.
Nice.
Okay. I would have.
But everything you said, like people can communicate with him, people can hear through his ears. Someone could have been listening the whole time.
So we don't say anything. Richard, no, we don't.
Yeah.
We just maybe
Nothing.
just nothing about what we're doing.
Also, the implications of. Well, yeah, whatever.
Yes, it's very bad.
Yeah.
Tali can do that, but not until tomorrow. So
Okay.
we need to
okay.
sleep here. Tali will sleep.
But once it's
Tali
out,
doesn't want to leave Richard with this.
Alone, yeah.
but once it's out, then the potion should work. It
Okay,
should
great.
cure it up. It'll take some time, but back to what we assumed. It's just grey mark. It'll go away.
Can we? I know that we are, peaceful and we don't like killing. This Mysel worm, can we kill it?
We
and
kill
then after we take the shards out, we kill it as well? Please?
We definitely kill the one that doesn't judge.
Both.
Is there a reason we would? Well, I don't like them, but I don't know. Is there a reason?
Well, can we wake them
they-
alive?
They do allow for you to communicate with other people.
We're not going to. I mean,
Maybe.
I guess if one of us had it in their head, we could listen into what the message say.
Or you can communicate with messes.
But we'd also be able
If
to
you
hear
knew
it,
anyone,
so-
I think you kind of need to know who has them to like. You don't just you wouldn't just hear like accidental conversations. You need to know who's talking. If you know someone who's got one, you can communicate with them.
So they are like
if you
paired.
know anyone who has them, you might
I
be able
mean-
to talk to them or eavesdrop on them.
The crow probably.
Uh-huh. Jennifer.
I don't know who that is.
Don't worry.
What?
Long story. I was thinking if we can put either worm in some sort of thing that we can transport,
But it has to be in your head for you.
a little bottle, and then on demand, if it reaches the point where.
But we'll still need. It still gives you the grey mark. So for every time we'd use it, we would need me to cast Lesser Restoration
True.
and have a dose of the grey mark.
Very true.
You also this potion that was made is like the only like
Yeah.
you had because you needed the troll's blood. You only had enough to make the one copy of the potion.
Is it an animal? Is it an animal?
Is what an animal?
The worm.
Might as a worm. No. No.
Damn it! I just
Maybe-
wanted to speak to it.
No, we look. We don't. It doesn't matter if it's useful. We don't need it. We should just kill it.
Okay.
Unless anyone has any strong objections.
No, it's just too gross of a process to. No, I wouldn't want anywhere near anyone's head.
These things are literal nightmares.
Yeah.
So
Kill it. Kill it. Hello.
Are you going to kill the one you've got in the
I'm-
bucket here, or is that
I
what
could
you're saying?
Sacred
Or...
Flame it. Does Sacred Flame
Yeah.
go through?
No.
Oh.
Not through objects.
Throw
You
throw
have to see your
buckets.
target.
Damn it.
It descends from the sky, so it ignores cover, but not like
Yes.
full cover. Yeah, so who's going to do the squish or whatever you're doing to this bug?
I
I'll
don't
leave
know.
it.
Man.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll certainly feel a lot better when this thing is dealt with.
Although, do people get notified when their muzzle worms die?
Oh, that's a
Maybe we
really
should
good.
get Butchard's one out of his head first.
Okay.
We don't know how they're linked, and we don't know. It might give the game away.
Not
Hmm.
a bad idea. I
I
mean,
think I'd
if
prefer.
someone is listening through Richard's ears, they'll know when you get it out. So,
Yeah.
regardless,
Yeah,
you will
true.
be up at that point.
That's very true. Can we teleport them somewhere where they can't harm anyone, but they are still alive?
No, we kill them. They don't.
Okay.
They don't. They're nightmares.
Yeah.
Literal nightmares. And I think it's too dangerous to leave,
Fair enough.
out wild.
I agree. I agree.
But we'll do Butchard's first tomorrow morning.
Okay. Neat.
Yeah.
I mean, it has 1 HP. Might as well kill this one now.
But if the thing is, if whoever the muzzle controller, if they get notified,
Ah, right. Yeah, they have
they
a
might
night.
just terminate
Yeah,
Butchard.
I agree.
And I don't want to risk
I
his
understand
life.
everything now. True.
Yeah.
True,
So-
true,
This one will
true.
be fine.
We'll say that's where we'll leave today's session. So,
Ah,
Oh,
I like
unless there's
the...
anything particular you want to do over the night time, we'll probably just rush ahead to the morning and pick up next
we
time.
want to
but,
cool that guy.
Yes.
We can do it next session.
You can do that next section. That's a different go.
Wait, what?
Um,
Sorry, who?
The guy who owes us
Sylvester
the money
Park
for the
House.
pub, the stuff we did with the troll.
Good old
Oh,
Sylvester Park
yeah,
House.
true. Very true.
That's fine. You can sort that out. Cool. Excuse me. Sorry. When you I had to resist something as a DM. When you mentioned about do we have a portable way of transporting the mice of worm, every temptation was to have Spud do a bark at that point.
What? Why not? Why? Why would? What? Yeah, sure.
to imply that you could transport the mice of web in Spud.
No.
No, not like that.
I didn't
Not
do
like
it. I
that.
was just like,
No.
by instinct, and, like
cruelty.
every part of my body was like, don't do that, don't do that. This is a harsh thing to do.
Yeah.
I didn't even imply it.
I wouldn't. I
So
would.
instead
I
of
would
just
never.
telling you about it at the end, just so I don't escape.
Neat.
Sarah, who'd you like the inspiration token to?
I want to give it to Verity, to Christine.
Yeah.
Aww.
Again, I like that you just like
Very good.
want to talk to you, Chad. Here are all my thoughts. I don't care what you have to say. Bye.
Yeah.
Leave. Like, yeah,
That's
that's
fine.
valid.
Bye.
You don't have to forgive people necessarily. I think it's
No,
it's
no,
a
no,
cool
no.
thing. And like
Resolve doesn't come from forgiveness
picking your,
necessarily.
your wizard subclass on
Yeah.
plot events is good.
Super cool.
So yeah.
Very good choices.
Yay!
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, everyone watching us today, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed our game. If you did, you can obviously find us here again in 2 weeks' time at the same time. You can follow us on here and turn notifications to find out when we go live. And if you want to rewatch our last session, that is up on YouTube now. And then this episode will be on YouTube next weekend. If I can get my words straight. You can also find us on Twitter at Smitey Games, where we tweet when we go live. And that's it. So we've been Small and Mighty. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.